Yo, what's up, everyone? This is episode 128 of the Blrd podcast. As always, and forevermore.
I literally just told you.
What episode?
125.
What's up, everyone? This is episode 125 of the Blrd podcast. I think it has to be. As always, we have Green Tuner.
Hello.
Freecast.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Dark Side.
Yo, Ed. Yo, from the past. Ed, what's the future like?
The future is bright. Lots of DeLoreans and Teslas.
Wow.
Yeah.
Only a few episodes away.
Hot cops. Your preferred gender if you want. I have my own, but
You said hot cocks or cops?
cops.
Cops.
COP.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you said something. Cocks.
Some like bad boys. I like
Like bad boys?
bad
Do you like bad boys? Yeah, that's what I heard.
I said some do. I didn't say me.
Oh,
You like
okay.
fat cock voice? What happened?
I feel like there's a lot of things getting lost in translation right now.
The future is wild, boys. The future
Right?
is wild.
This is definitely Cyberpunk 2077. Like,
Ed has embraced the future.
Not in that way. Oh yeah, no.
and Ed, introduce yourself.
Oh yes, and as always, the best in the world, the main character, the glue. I'm better, as MJF once said, I'm better than you, and you know it, baby.
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 The production value is
Yeah.
insane.
Wow.
Now, Ed, you were coming to us from
Afghanistan.
Yeah, from Afghanistan or a bomb shelter. Where are you right now? You're in hiding still?
Technically, it is a bomb shelter.
Yeah.
He's a double grave.
Yeah, Ed's in a undisclosed location.
Active war zone.
Yeah.
He's
With
in
the,
Gitmo.
Yeah.
With the light going back and forth.
It looks like you're tunneling under Gitmo right now. So
Yes.
My goodness.
Hey,
Ed,
where have you been, man?
Yeah, where you been, bud?
So I have been working to get, long story short, my alternator went out and I saved the money to fix that. Got it fixed. Literally a week later, my catalytic converter got clogged. So after saving money for my alternator, which is a lot of money, then I've been trying to save up for I got two cats, not just one, two cats.
You have two cats.
Two catalytic converters.
Oh,
because
two
my
catalytic.
cat-
Okay, I thought you were talking about like
Please, yeah.
feline.
I feel
Yeah.
like no.
Okay.
No, I have my car for some reason has two catalytic converters, and
Mm-hmm.
one of them has been clogged. So I've been trying to save up money again after I just spent money to repair that.
Okay.
Long story short, I kind of repaired it myself. So
Now, how did you do that? Did you like do deep research, like looking through different manuals and so forth to get it fixed? Like, how did you come upon this information, this gold mine in fixing your car?
So I did look up a manual online on my car. That's how I found out I had two catalytic converters.
Okay, nice.
And then I started going on good old YouTube, seeing if anyone is able to fix it on their own without having to pay over $1,000.
Gotcha.
Some people did, and others unfortunately didn't. I was able to somewhat clean it. I'm still in the process of cleaning it without even having to take it apart,
Nice.
which is pretty awesome.
Yes.
I did test drive it today, and it now goes past 20 miles per hour. So whatever I'm doing is working.
Nice. Nice.
I took it to the highway. I was able to go over 60 miles per hour. So heck yeah.
Hey, you know what, man? I applaud you on your ingenuity.
And joking.
He MacGyvered it.
You literally MacGyvered it.
He MacGyvered that engine together.
Yeah, like I mean, you fixed it. You somehow, I know one thing you said, you took off the O2 sensor,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that part. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I took off the O2 sensor.
Yeah.
And I forgot what I sent you guys, but there's a spray. It's a spray is not going to damage your car.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I put the nozzle into the cat and sprayed it a few times.
Okay, you
Let
stuck.
it sit.
So you took the
You
nozzle.
go under the
and you
car
plug-
and you spray your
Oh, I
catalytic
didn't go
converter?
underneath the car. So one of the cats is connected to my engine.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I took apart the cover and took off the O2 sensor and then sprayed inside the actual cat.
Gotcha. Okay, so you take the you grab the cat and you put the nozzle inside of the cat and you spray it
Yeah.
inside of the
So
cat.
like, yeah.
I feel like I mean
there's animal abuse happening. I think this is coded animal
yeah,
abuse.
I think
There's
PETA
definitely we were joking about a voodoo witch doctor being involved in your car. I now
Voodoo
think
priest.
there's an animal that may have been sprayed at some point.
yes, I think
Well, it's good to spray.
Mul-
If someone
multiple
says it's good to
cats.
spray your animal.
I think PETA
Yeah.
needs to be called immediately because now you're just spraying cats randomly with
Mhm.
Glade and Wick
Oh, there's a
air
purpose.
fresheners.
There's a purpose to spray the cats.
Okay.
Now, if your car is somehow now magically, if the car gods have been appeased with the sacrifice of this poor
And
cat,
sleeve.
your car's working. I guess I can't argue with the results, but yeah.
Listen
So,
here, you
I'm in,
fool! Like, you're
I'm
sacrificing
currently
cat to
not
me.
in my car though. I'm currently in the spare car. So if I leave the O2 sensor out, so basically we don't need a catalytic converter. We just need it to have a clean environment.
Sure.
If you
Yeah.
take it off, your car will still run. It'll be loud, but it'll still
Mhm.
run.
Right.
Now, are you
So,
creating like a dust cloud? Are you one of those drivers that I fucking hate? That
oh
like,
God, no,
Like you
Okay.
just
no,
rolling coal all the time and like
yeah.
it's just
no, no. So I don't create a dust cloud, but it sounds like I'm participating in Mario Kart.
I feel like
Mm.
I feel like you're also I feel like you're also participating in like mesothelioma, and I feel
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
I feel like absolute like mesothelioma
Yeah.
cases are gonna go up
Yeah.
That
in
makes no sense.
in
but
Chicagoland by at least
Yeah.
100%.
That makes no
And
sense.
can you tell us where you are so we can avoid that area? Just because I don't want to get any active carcinogens, you know.
I'm in a disclosed location. I am safe.
Yes,
Okay.
once you disclose it, yeah.
Huh? Well, I'm not trying to
Oh, you mean undisclosed location?
undisclosed. That's what I meant.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, gotcha.
Ah.
I'm safe.
So that is the mystery of where Yet
see,
Underground has been.
Me and
this whole
Bandito,
time.
we're on the same waiting length.
What's going on in the chat? I can't see the chat right now because if I jump in, I have to zoom over.
Well,
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Greenton.
Oh, no. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Black Girl's Hack says wow. Only Toes says what the fuck is happening. It is spreading misinformation.
Misinformation.
Bandito,
No.
Got
That's how you fix a car. That's how you fix.
so
a
you,
car.
you stick nozzles up
I got
cats.
results, baby.
Yeah, he got the
I got
results.
results, baby.
Now,
Now, this is not mainstream auto maintenance, okay? Ed,
Yeah.
this is fringe auto maintenance that
Nope.
This is a very handsome
yeah.
graphic designer who
Mhm.
makes your flyers and your websites and all that stuff.
Oh, we
Working
haven't
on
seen it.
cars. Huh?
Yeah, we wouldn't know.
We wouldn't know.
any of
We
that.
wouldn't know what that.
Yeah.
You would know. Look
We
at the
would know any of that
graphics
shit.
on the stream. Who made all those effects? Who made the banners and all that stuff?
You know what? You're right, Ed. You got us.
Yeah.
But no, all I'm saying is that ultimately, I like when you do Google searches on YouTube, say how to fix my car. Is usually you'll see like people like Chris will fix it. All these other like YouTube channels.
Yeah.
And if you scroll a couple pages, scroll down a couple links, that's where you'll see the Ed Underground spreading. Spreading the true mechanic gospel. Is absolutely crazy. So, but
baby.
yeah, Bandito says you mean undisclosed, and we fixed that little boo boo there. Black Girls Hack says unless you offer to pay him, which is true. We did try to pay the Ed Underground at one point to do graphic design, and Ed said he was going to do it. He's like, I'm ready for it. I want to do it. And then he left us on red after that point. Did not commit, did not actually produce anything. So
I think another car problem happened at that time too.
yeah, I think Ed, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like you have a lot of car problems. It
I
might
wonder
be.
what the I wonder what the common thread there is. What did you have the same car at
Yeah.
that time too?
Yeah. So I think around that time my transmission went out, and
Yeah.
God
Yeah.
damn.
yeah, that was a few months actually. That was almost close to a year.
Yeah, I feel.
Yeah.
I feel as if Ed, there's a. I feel like you have a car. I'm going. I'm feeling the forces. I feel. You call me Papa Legba. I feel the forces come. I feel as if your car is a discontinued model, and there may be a reason for that. I don't know what it is.
There's a reason. No, there's a reason because so Toyota is the owners of Scion, and the whole purpose of Scion was
I don't want to say. I don't want to say that. Ed, please.
What are you
don't
saying?
say the name. I don't want to say the name.
Why
I don't.
continued
I
is
don't want to say the
because
name, Ed.
the popularity of Scion, which was because of Fast and Furious, the whole boom of Fast and Furious,
Right.
the whole car
Yeah,
scene.
Yeah.
When that started to die down,
Wait, Scions were
let-
popular
let-
because
Fast and Furious. What?
Let him continue.
Yeah,
Let him
Scions
continue.
were made. Hold on, Scions were made because of the popularity of the Fast and Furious and the car culture.
The polarity of Fast and Furious. What?
Yes, the polarity. I didn't even know I didn't say polarity, but the boom of the car culture.
Yeah.
Yes.
that happened,
Yeah.
that birthed Scion, birthed it right out of its
Ed, you do realize when they
Out of his
decide to
walls.
decide to make Scions, they said you cannot use any angle other than 90 degrees. So like literally from the front of the car,
Mhm.
Toyota said it. I don't know. I mean, the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
Ed, look at your car. Your car is literally.
No, look what happened with that is
What happened was?
when they did Scion, they're like, let's really captivate the youth, and they designed a really cool, like sleek, super futuristic sports car.
Okay.
And then they were gonna take it to the engineers, and they're like, you know what? It's kind of fucking windy outside. Let's put it like in a shoebox and take it to the engineers. And they left it there, but they didn't know the car was inside, and that they literally grabbed a shoebox, and that's what they used as inspiration for Scions.
What the heck?
I
Where
feel
do
like
you guys drive?
I drive a 2015 Kia Optima. So
Blah. So go on.
I mean, Kia Optima.
I drive a 1985 GMC Gremlin.
Wow.
With denim seats.
Denim seats. that was limited edition. That was you had literally asked for it.
Mm-hmm.
I think Darkseid probably drives the nicest car here. I think he has like Audi RS Q8, which is like, you know, a tier below just like the Lamborghini Urus. So I think that's just his weekend car. I think other than that, he drives like a Maybach.
Maybach for groceries.
For grocery shopping. So and he doesn't even drive it. He has a driver that does it for him. So it's absolutely crazy.
I don't actually physically make contact with the car. That would be beneath me. I hover.
My chauffeur's caddy.
There's literally the seats are made of people. So there's people in their car, and he just sits on top of them and so forth.
They call it the Genghis Khan package.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't care how I get there. Just don't talk to me. Don't look at me in the face. That's my only rule.
Literally, like
that's
why I'm always looking down.
Like some kind of Japanese
avert
nobility.
Your gaze.
You can see him in the
your gaze. I'm surrounded by geishas.
Yeah, you always gotta look down. I mean, congratulations on getting your car to a working state. I applaud you on that. The ingenuity it took to actually get it to that point is great. I'm actually being serious. I'm actually really impressed. I hope in the future that you get a car that's a little bit more reliable than what you have. So far I feel like a quarter of your life has been gone and been used and misused by
just repairs.
Just repairs. Like I feel like
you should do the math, Ed, one day to find out how many cats and dogs that have gone into your car.
How many nozzles you've stuck into a
Fucking
cat's?
Well, I mean, yeah,
or
but like
sharks or whatever go in there. Okay.
yeah, if a big thing happens with transmissions or whatnot, then yeah, I mean it's gonna take a toll or whatever.
No,
But
Yeah.
you do a
yeah.
lot of driving. I remember back in
You
the
do
day
do a lot
when
of
I was
driving,
living out there, and you were picking me up a lot of the times because I was too lazy to
yeah.
drive.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I remember one time I literally had you sat outside my house for hours while I was
Yeah.
playing World of Warcraft. And you were like, "Hey
You're so
man,"
mean.
you were like, "Hey Eric, I'm outside." I said, "That's great, Ed. I'm in the middle of a raid. I can't leave. Give me 5 minutes. That 5 minutes. If you time that 5 minutes by like 200, that's
Yeah.
how long you stood outside."
And you know what? And you know what? Nobody feels bad because Ed had the time of his life in that car. He was in
Yeah.
that car with his music, and like every time you saw him in his car, he was happy. You know, he got his little lights going in there.
Yeah.
There
Little
was like,
lights.
But it wasn't
yeah,
a Scion. He didn't have the Scion at the time. I think he had
No,
the
he didn't
Civic.
have
No,
Scion.
no,
This
it's
was
Civic.
more of
I
like
this was
abandoned baby in hot car type of
had, I
situation.
think,
It
a
was.
Honda.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you had the
Was it a Honda?
Civic. You had the Civic.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything special. It was just a Civic.
But
Before
it was
you'd be
my
like,
car. Like that was my.
yeah, of course, that was your baby. I think that was your true baby. I think the Scion is kind of like a stepchild, and it's treating you like a stepchild right now.
No, it's more like that. It's more like that hot girl that you've always wanted to date in high school. And then boom, it happened.
Then she got fat.
Oh, she didn't get fat though.
No,
Oh,
your
no.
Scion's not desirable. Nobody's saying.
Oh, it is. I've got a lot of confidence with my Scion, especially with my underglow lights are on.
Yes, people.
Yeah.
People give you compliments. They say they're like when you bring up your Scion, they say, "Man, that's nice," and you're like, "Oh man, they really love it." They're just like,
Ed, your
Well,
mechanic.
I mean, it is common courtesy to be especially nice to certain people.
Wow.
It's
Oh,
frowned
go
in
on.
society to be critical. at
yeah, your
times.
car is the hard R of the car world. So
Ed,
The hard R.
yeah,
realistically
like
speaking, Ed,
It sounded like Green Tutor was going one direction and then Creamcast was going a different direction.
no,
Like, what?
Either direction is all good.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Dark Side, you were saying something. I'm
I was gonna say. By the way, Only Toes says it's nice to have Ed back. So Ed, even Only Toes, even your
Yeah.
number one
I
fan,
tell
Only
you,
Toes.
I'm
Your
the
number
star
one
here, I'm the main
nemesis
character.
has missed
I
you.
am the hype.
You're
are
the
the
hype.
hype.
Now, I mean, what I was saying is, do you think at this point it is cruel what you're doing to that Scion? Like, there is a point where a mechanic cannot conceivably continue to. You're beyond the life of the car. You're going like, how many Scions are left in the wild out there right now? Like, I mean, you're gonna be. We're about to talk about Mad Max here. You're about to like go full Mad Max on that car
Kind
by
of.
the time you go coast to coast looking for
And,
parts
Dude,
off
if I
that
go
Scion.
full Mad Max and I can meet what's her name? Anna.
Taylor Joy.
Yeah.
And she's with somebody. She's about to have a baby. No, she's a
doesn't
pregnant
sound-
would
They
She's
could
leaving.
have missed her.
That's never
I
mattered.
mean,
You sick.
I didn't
son
want
of
to
a
tell you
bitch.
guys, but yeah.
Sure, Ed.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, Ed, you're gonna be like.
So did they just use the Scion when they filmed Mad Max? Is that what they were doing?
Yeah, sure. Heck
Oh,
yeah.
okay, all right.
Wow.
I like that guy.
I thought I saw it out there.
Well, Bandito
At
Max
some
says.
point, I will get a
Well, Bandito Max says, "Wow, Ed has a pregnant kink today. He learned."
Yeah.
Oh God, no. I don't think I have any. No, I don't have any kinks. That's
Right.
just weird.
Sure.
Hey, not me to judge, but I'm good. No.
Hey, man. Hey, you know what?
I didn't know she was pregnant. She didn't
You're
tell
a
me.
little too defensive.
Yeah, I know. Why he's so
Yeah.
defensive?
Oh,
That means this guy's got like so much in the closet. He's like, no.
Now, my closet is pretty empty. Nothing
Blink
in
twice,
there.
Ed. Blink twice if you have a dungeon situation going on.
What do you mean?
He blinked.
Huh?
Never mind that. Never
I
mind.
didn't hear what you said.
Enough
I
said.
Dungeon situation. Like, what do you mean by that? I don't get it.
Don't worry, Ed.
Don't worry about it.
But no, man. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. We miss you. You know, you've been missing for the past couple episodes. The podcast does not feel the same without you. not main character, but you're somewhere close. I feel like we're
Character.
all the main characters. So
I'm Goku. You guys are Chaozu and Yamcha, and what's that one guy? Yajirobe.
Mr. Popo. I want to be Mr. Popo. I told you.
Sure, you can
yeah.
be Mr. Popo. Yeah.
He's the best option.
Yeah, I'm Broly. You know, I get it.
Whoa.
You have to go inside another
Oh,
man
yeah.
to fight me. I get it.
I'm that fat samurai ninja.
Yajirobe.
Yajirobe.
That's
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. That actually is. Yeah, that's kind of you.
Mm.
You can't say the
say
day.
Master Roshi, but okay. I mean,
No, he's a Yajirobe.
Or Master Roshi. I'll take Master Roshi.
No, he's more a Yajirobe. He back in the day, he saved the day like once or twice by cutting off some tails, and you know he just went about his business. I think that's 100% him. And you know what? Green Tuner's smart like that. Like he realizes like all these motherfuckers are turning to Super Saiyans and Super Saiyan gods and all this other shit, and blue and Super Saiyan green and all these other colors. He's like, you know what? I'm good. You know, I'm just gonna chill, and I think that's a good position for him.
He's right. He never got involved. Like after like it clearly was beyond his abilities. He never got involved. He wasn't like down there. Like when some new guy showed up, he was up in like heaven, right up in his thing.
Yeah, like I'm about to fight Cell right now.
Yeah, it's like, do I leave heaven to just like get my ass kicked, or do I just watch from up here?
Yeah, I just watch from the tower.
He made the right call.
Yeah, absolutely.
So learn from him.
Yeah, I feel like Green Tuner is definitely exuding Yajirobe for sure. But no, like I said, we missed you, man. So hopefully your car troubles are starting to become behind you. Hopefully, and you can join the podcast again. Like I said, I think we all really miss you. The people obviously miss you.
There's been a lot of chatter from the people that we talked to. Where's Ed?
Where's Ed? And I'm tired of explaining to them why you have car troubles every other week. So now that they've heard it directly from the horse's mouth, I hope a lot of these things have gotten dispelled.
I just tell people Ed passed away. I don't know if I was supposed to do that.
Yeah.
That's what I've been telling people when they ask me about it.
That might be easier overall than trying to explain. Yeah, well, his alternator went out. Now he's sticking nozzles up cats. You know,
it might be easier than his car's messed up again. Like, I know he's dead. He's dead.
Like he put some lights in. He put some lights.
He
in his car.
drove into one too many lakes.
Yeah.
He put some more lights into his car, and somehow he shorted out the entire electrical system. We don't know what happened, but
my catalytic converter actually went out at the worst time too, because I was just driving home from my girlfriend's, and normally like a drive like that would take what, maybe 2 hours, maybe an hour. Took me 12 hours.
Hey, are you trying to flex on us?
Yeah, are you?
You just flexed on us
casually dropped us.
Talking about like, oh, you know, I was driving from our girlfriend's house. What? Ed, are you in a relationship?
Yes.
Oh my!
What's his name?
It's like Ed does these things. Ed, you guys don't understand. Like our listeners, Ed he's a casual flexer, right? He will casually flex on us. Like, you know, I was just driving from my Bandito Max says.
I was just driving from Bill Gates' house. You know, that's all.
Ed just dropped something like, "Hey, I just left my hot big boob goth girlfriend's house, and it was crazy." You know, after 10 hours of a straight love making session and eating at Ruth Chris and blah blah blah, I decided to drive home, and oh no, my cat converter died, and oh man, it sucks.
Yeah, casually dropped it in.
Yeah, casually. I mean, wow. Well, congratulations on the new relationship. I hope it goes well. Only Toes. Yeah, Only Toes asks, "Is she handsome?"
Let's just say she's got broad shoulders.
No, this person who is a woman, naturally born woman, and still and always will be a woman.
Okay.
Hateful piece of shit.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Wow.
What in the world?
We don't condone bigotry over here.
Yeah, we don't.
Very attractive. She cosplays and does modeling, and also works at I won't say where exactly, but at a. Will it be considered a restaurant? Sure. restaurant.
Okay.
I want to say where.
Hold on.
I'm real curious. I'm real curious.
I'm trying to calculate.
I'm real curious now.
You were doing so well. You were doing
Chipotle.
you were doing so well.
I'm gonna say where exactly she works at.
What would you have to?
Because I'm trying to think what's in between a restaurant and
Would it be-
the fast
Like
food place.
Ed, like you were doing so well. Like I was willing to accept it and continue to move on, but you somehow screwed that up so royally. Like, yeah, she works at a. Would you consider that a restaurant? I'm now thinking she's a stripper because like who just doesn't say like, oh, she works at a restaurant type business or something like that.
They serve food.
It's serve food.
Well, no, I was gonna say the exact.
There's foods in a tray
kind of place that she works at
by the bar.
The place that she works at is only food.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Wait.
What you are mentioning. I just don't want to.
So she works at a restaurant.
Yeah, that is a restaurant.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why was that so difficult?
Yeah.
I'm thinking like
almost. So I was thinking like, oh, I don't want to say the exact place.
He didn't want to say that it was a restaurant because it'd be finding her out.
Okay, yeah, you don't want. Okay, I mean, Ed, you do realize there's hundreds, if not thousands, of different restaurants in that area.
Exactly.
So we're not gonna be able to. We don't even know her name, what she looks like.
But the one place, it's known. That's why I don't want to,
Okay,
it's
privacy.
Mac wants to know: does she dance at the restaurant?
Not the restaurant, but for me.
Oh,
okay. That was good. Ed. Congratulations.
Demeaning. Okay.
Only toast. Does this restaurant have late hours? I mean, do you pay her for her time? You don't pay her for the food. You pay for her time. Okay.
No. I can smell the jelly.
Yeah,
there are a lot of petty cash just flying around.
Is this a place that you use cards, or is it just
low
denomination?
Cash only.
I can just smell the jelly. We're actually going. We're going to. I forgot the name of that place. So we're going to hang out tomorrow. So. Yeah, it's gonna be a great time.
All right, you're so nondescript, and you just make things worse.
Well, so I'm coming from a place where I've had people making fake accounts in my name and then going on people's other screens.
I already told you. Sorry about that. God
damn. He apologized.
Now we got these other people's making accounts.
Wait, other people?
Yeah.
Like
what other people?
Other people's?
I don't know.
Are you trying to call someone out specifically?
What are you trying to hint at?
I don't know. Am I?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of this.
I'm just saying. So those who don't know, my name is the Ed Underground. I also go live on my own channel, and
who wouldn't know?
Ever since then, I've been getting lots and lots and lots of Instagram messages and Twitch messages from either fake accounts or people like saying, "Hey, you want to play video games?" and that person being from another country and stuff like that. Or whatever.
Other people in other countries do have video games.
Damn foreigners.
Yeah,
you're so xenophobic.
But I've also had people make like fake accounts out of my name and gone on people's channels and saying, "Hey, it's posing as me and it's not me."
Gotcha.
And people who are followers of me actually told me, and that's how I found out. So I'm always like in the mindset of
you're constantly getting scammed.
Yeah,
that's what your mindset is.
Well, no, I'm not constantly getting scammed. I'm just in the mindset of always looking out. If that makes any sense.
You're on guard.
On guard.
You're popular. I mean, it's understandable. So as your notoriety, as your notoriety continues to increase, you are you're getting other people.
Only Toast is a special message for him.
Yeah, I was reading that. I was like, Only Toast says, "Watch your back, Ed."
What does that mean?
I don't know. You bring your own interpretation to it.
I had one dude actually said he had, I won't say the program, but he knew where I live and stuff like that, and was going to send peoples to my address. So I had to actually call my local authorities and say, "Hey, just in case someone calls and says whatever, blah blah blah."
Like getting swatted.
Yes,
shit's dangerous.
I was trying to say not say that word, but I call my local
Oh,
authorities.
you can't say that word?
No, we can say it. I just don't want to
Oh.
Give people
say it.
ideas, I guess.
Yes, exactly.
My bad.
Thank you. Great. So, anyways, so I call my
Okay,
local
that was
authorities and tell them, hey, just in case someone calls about this address, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I'm a blah blah blah. So it's yeah, this is normal.
And what did they say? What did the cops say?
Oh, they said, oh, it's very understandable.
Do you have a real problem to report?
I gotta go. My girlfriend's actually calling me.
All right. Well, all right.
All right, Ed Underground, it's good to hear from you, bud.
All right, Ed, I miss you, buddy.
Miss you too.
All right. Kisses.
All right.
Yeah.
See you later, buddy.
Yep.
Well, maybe the Ed Underground can return later to talk about Furiosa.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
He's still on camera, which
Actually,
is, I was gonna switch
don't-
over to our 3-man, but he's
No, this beautiful face needs to stay on there.
yeah, look
I
at
think
him.
the
He's so in
audience
love.
needs to see him. I think it's
Mhm.
part of the therapy to get used to Ed again.
Yeah, look at Ed. He's in love. He's 100% in love. Oh, okay. Do we lose him? Nope. He's still on the
No,
camera
no,
talking.
no.
Okay. Awesome. Well, you know what?
I
I
want
took
him to
to
start
spare him.
making out. I want him to
It's
start-
literally what like fucking octogenarian does.
Okay,
He's
now
just,
he's
pressing all
gone.
the buttons and
Oh,
talking.
okay.
Okay, now he's gone. I was gonna put an icon over his
Uh,
face.
Yeah.
Let me switch everything around. Wow, that's.
I want
going
him to
on. Okay.
start making out with the screen and be
Yeah.
like, okay, it's getting weird. It's getting really weird.
I really thought we were about to see something that we were not supposed to see. Pants coming off or
that
something
would
like
have been
that.
great.
That would have been great content. But yeah, I mean, yeah, as you guys saw, that was the Underground. Unfortunately, he couldn't stick around because his girlfriend was calling him, and he's not at his normal streaming location. So that little pop in was nice. So you guys know that he's still alive. Fortunately, for some people, unfortunately for others, apparently. But no, he's still alive. He's still doing well, and hopefully, we're gonna pray that his car gets fixed. Only for it to break next week, anyways. So we'll see how that works out. All right, let's talk about some recent news, and let's get into our main topic. All right, so recently, State of Play. So PlayStation had their State of Play on Thursday. Really quick, it was only like 40 minutes long, highlighting about 12 or 14 games, I believe, that they have coming out in the next year or so. So I believe we all watched it, right? You guys all watched it?
Yeah,
I watched some of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I ended up watching it, and pretty good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
Is it
so out of
good?
the
I
loop. I
thought-
honestly didn't know what
half the shit
80%
was.
of the games are. I'm like,
I'm
what the
I'm right
hell?
there with you. I had the
Yeah.
same reaction.
I'm like, holy shit, am I this disconnected where I don't know what's going on?
Well,
Oh my
to be
God,
fair,
yeah.
this was also a reveal on some of the games coming out recently. So like one game that came out, they're showcasing. Excuse me. Was Concord. It's kind of a PvP multiplayer FPS type of game. Kind of gave me vibes of like Overwatch mixed with I don't know, Overwatch with a little bit of COD.
I mean, the cinematic was very like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
I know where they were going with it because I liked the cinematic of it, and I was like, oh, this could be cool. Like, I don't know what this kind of game is. You know, I'm kind of this is fresh and new and interesting.
Yeah.
And then they were like, nah, it's just a fucking Overwatch clone. I was like, I'm out. I'm good.
Yeah, it wasn't anything too crazy. I thought the cinematic looked great.
It looked like it could have been something. I was hoping for like an Uncharted in space or some kind of like team heist game or something like that, where like it was like, oh, cool, you could have good visuals, but immediately it just it's a type of game that there's dime a dozen of these games.
Yeah, it didn't seem anything. It wasn't anything new that we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a new take on a first-person multiplayer shooter. So we'll see how that turns out.
Not excited for it.
Yeah, I know there was some people were a little bit upset with the game though, mainly with the cast. That
Really?
Yeah, do you guys notice the one thing that was missing in the entire cast of characters?
They had a female.
Oh, you're close.
Person of color?
No, they have plenty of those.
Plenty of those, yeah.
Trans person of color.
Oh no, differently abled individual.
No.
Weight
Uh,
heavy.
It's the most. It's the most
the
amount
most
of people.
obvious.
The most obvious. There,
Oh,
Bandito
fuck.
Matt got it. No white guy. There's
No white guy?
Yeah, there was no white people.
I mean,
and
like they pretty much had a white guy. He was just green.
he
And
was
had
great, but
reptiles.
that
Like,
means
yeah,
it's not a white guy. Yeah, people were upset. They're like, hey, where are my white people at? So
yeah.
uh,
Is this a recent like resurgence online, the response to the Assassin's Creed Shadow situation? And the what was the other games? There's some other games that came out where, yeah, obviously the white male lead character is strangely absent. Is
yes,
this like people coming to the defense of like the white male lead?
DEI. Yeah, this is a DEI anti DEI initiative. DEI has
Mm,
gone too far. So yeah, people are upset. Like, that community is really upset. They're like,
mhm,
hey, how do you have this like good looking game? Overall, the game looks good. At least the cinematics look good.
mhm, mhm.
But the game looks really good. But why is there no white people in this? And like, how you have a whole universe of people, but you don't have one white person. I thought that was kind of funny. I'm kind of glad that Ed actually had to dip out right now, because Ed would be having a field day at the moment with this anti with the Sweet Baby
Oh
Inc.
yeah.
Yeah,
shit.
Sweet Baby Ink for sure
Oh
behind this
yeah,
one.
so he would be absolutely going off about this. So
Mm.
yeah, this game, yeah, didn't have any white guys in it. So yeah, they're crazy. And yeah, there was Bandito Mac as well. He's correct about this as well. They have a screen that lets you choose your pronouns of your character.
Hell
And
yeah.
yeah, I was like, about time I can have a character be portrayed exactly as I feel. So I'm
Mhm.
like, this is awesome.
Mhm.
Now I could be a female character, but you will refer to me as he, him, or
Mm.
any other pronoun that you choose. I was like, this is
Mhm.
absolutely amazing. Yeah,
Mhm.
so that
Mhm.
community, so yeah, those people over there, they're really, really upset about that. But yeah, that's one of the games that game got a lot more attention for that than it did for its actual gameplay, which is kind of funny.
That's not a good
Yeah,
thing.
can we like
It's not a good thing at all.
yeah, yeah. I mean, at least they showed gameplay though, right? I mean, at least they didn't just like have a cinematic and we're like, here's a game. At least they were they had enough foresight to be like, we could add the cinematic for the story element, but we need to show the gameplay.
Yeah,
So maybe that's getting through to developers. They got to show gameplay.
yeah,
'Cause I don't think any of us mind cinematic as long as you give us a realistic look at the game.
yeah. I don't want a cinematic where
As long as
it's
it's not all cinematics. I don't want to watch short movie or whatever. You know what I mean? I just want to watch
Yeah,
some
this
gameplay.
one was
yeah.
veering into the how long is a cinematic kind of thing like
I felt like it
so
was at least 10
Yeah.
minutes.
it felt long. It felt
Yeah,
long for sure. But I mean, again, what a wet noodle when you find out that it's just a fucking Overwatch type 5v5. Like I mean, give us something different, give us something new.
yeah,
Um
yeah.
or you know what? Tried and true PlayStation single player experience is always good. But yeah, so that was the first thing they put out there. It was okay. Then it was a whole bunch of like Japanese third party titles because I believe Sony doesn't have anything for this year, right? So they pretty much said that early on. They don't have a first party game for this year. It's going to be real light for the Sony fandom.
Mhm.
But they lucked out with Helldivers, and now like I was expecting something for them to put out a banger on this showcase. But I'll be
Yeah, I was.
very honest, unless you're a Monster Hunter fan, which I guess Monster Hunter fans are really, they were hyped.
Yeah,
Um,
it was good.
it was yeah. I was not impressed. I think it was a snooze fest from old Sony. Especially Xbox has been taking the L's left and right, and they're just they're in a cartoon slapping machine right now. They're stuck in it. So this was an opportunity for Sony to come out and just easy W's. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just nail them with the easy W's. And this is what I hate about Sony when they're succeeding. They have no guts. They have no sense of like competition. They lose all of that when they're succeeding and they're on top. They just become the most boring company.
They
But what
coast.
they
They
coast big
do
time,
coast, yeah.
big time. And then, but when they're like scrappy and like their backs against the wall, they'll come up with like, just watch that Sony announcement video for the. Remember when they dunked on Xbox for not sharing discs? Remember that?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
yeah, like they came up with that at the last minute, but they were so like they were just left and right
They
hooks.
do shit like that. They'll be
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
they'll be
but when
like, go ahead.
I would say when they're like desperate and hungry and being chased in the jungle, they become real fun,
Yeah.
like real cool company, and good for a gamer. But right now they're just like boring. Sony succeeding, and they're succeeding is just the most boring shit. So
Yeah.
yeah, I thought it was a snooze fest overall. But you liked Monster Hunter, you said?
Yeah, I actually, to be fair, I thought this direct was lukewarm. Same thing. Bandito Max says. Ed Underground is in the chat. He's saying that he thought it
Oh
sucked.
shit.
He thought it
Says
sucked.
sucks. I agree.
I
I
thought
agree
it
with
was.
that.
I agree. I think it was more lukewarm. Nothing too crazy out there that I would be like, oh my god, this is the greatest thing ever. But that also might be a consequence of us looking at like major AAA games, right?
Mhm.
We get really hyped for the AAA games. We don't get as hyped for the smaller games. Ragnarok, obviously is coming to PC from Sony, so that's not a big deal for me. Already played it, beat the DLC, loved it. So for me, it's just like it is what it is. For
Mhm.
PC players though, that's a really big deal. Ragnarok obviously was game of the year when it came out. Really, really great game. So I'm really happy for anybody who's playing Ragnarok for the first time. That's gonna be
Mhm.
really big. Now, I'm really impressed of how well Sony has been pushing out their library to PC players
PC,
because
yeah.
like for PC, obviously multiplayer is a big facet of PC gaming culture, but also single player games as well. And that's where Sony has, we talked about before, Sony has done exceedingly well for the single player game.
Yeah.
Or games, they always excel in that field, so or in that genre. So I really am very happy for them. Now there were some other games that came out that I was like, okay, this actually looks pretty decent. Astrobot looks pretty good.
Yeah.
That looks exciting at least.
I think it'll be it'll use it'll use every feature of the PlayStation that doesn't get used. You know what I mean? They
Yeah,
really Astrobot's a demo for the PlayStation, so it does take advantage of like the controller and all those features. So if it does cool shit like that, I'll be well, I'm not gonna play the game, but I think it would be worth it. I did like that it incorporated Sony characters inside the trailer. Like you could see like Kratos, a version of Astrobot Kratos.
yeah.
I thought for a second
Aloy.
there, yeah, Aloy was in there. But they had some legacy characters in there too, like Parappa the Rapper was in there.
Rapper. Yep.
But how wild would it be if Astrobot goes to like PS1 land or PS2 land, and like we get a lot of like retro callbacks. What's that game? That Disney Square Enix game that has
Kingdom Hearts.
yeah, think of Kingdom Hearts for PlayStation. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that would be like if you do something like that, that would be cool.
yeah.
But yeah, this looked interesting. It's definitely kid friendly game, but like I mean, a world where Ratchet and Clank exists,
Hmm.
and you own the IP, what is the point of Astrobot? I gotta ask the question here.
I mean, it's a fun distraction, I would say. Um, some other games that came out. Obviously, we saw about Monster Hunter Wilds. I used to be a big Monster Hunter fan. I didn't play Monster Hunter. I didn't play Frozen or not Frozen. What's it called? Is it Frozen? The second one. I played Monster Hunter World like crazy. I put hundreds of hours into that. Didn't
Mm-hmm.
play as much of Frozen. I don't know if it's Frozen. Jeez, the name's on top of my
Ice
tongue.
something, isn't it? Ice something.
Iceborne.
Yeah,
Jeez, I don't know why I'm thinking Frozen, like less snow and shit. Yeah, Iceborne. Didn't really play much of that. And I haven't played any of the like the DS, not DS, Switch, Monster Hunters. But I'm excited for this.
Now, is this the open world Monster Hunter games? Is this what this one is going to be? Like
I mean,
reportedly open world.
I don't know. I don't really know much about it. I didn't look too deep into it. I feel like this is a follow up. So I guess Monster Hunter World is open world to an extent. And this one is a predecessor to that. So just like there was Iceborne, now there's going to be Wilds. So this is like kind of the third. This is like the trilogy or the third in the series of Monster Hunter World games for the next gen PlayStations, or what you would say current gen PlayStations. I mean, it's also last gen as well, but yeah. So I know a lot of people were upset when Monster Hunter World came out and Iceborne came out. That they switched then to go to the Switch for Monster Hunter, which you got like even Monster Hunter World, as popular as it is, it still doesn't touch the Japanese fan base. That's where the central core Monster Hunter players are at. So having it on Switch over in Japan makes complete sense because that's where they're a lot more open to portable games as well. Switch is highly portable.
It was a right move.
It was the right move for them. Yeah, absolutely. But a lot of people are happy that Monster Hunter is still coming out for the PlayStation 5 and will still continue on as the open world game that it is. Silent Hill 2 remake, we knew that was coming for quite a while. So that's
what are these other games that Bandito Mac is putting in there that like this is the fluff that I thought was fluff? Ballad of Antera.
So the Ballad of Antera and then Where Winds Meet. So these are definitely Bandito Mac was talking earlier that these are more Chinese inspired like wire food type games. But it's only really where Winds Meet is the true entry to that genre.
I got like a Soulsborne feel from some of these. Would that be?
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah, I would say that. Soulsborne is obviously very popular with Elden Ring coming out with their DLC shortly in the next few months, I believe, or next month or two. Soulsborne is obviously a very popular genre. So no, I got the same feel as well. The only thing I dislike about these type of games is that they make a lot of promises and yet we have not seen anything from these type of games. I believe this Where Winds Meet, for me, it feels like it's probably a Chinese developer. The Chinese developers, they put a lot of polish into their games, but I haven't seen anything that is absolutely truly amazing from them. They portray well as far as like cinematics are concerned. But gameplay and so forth nothing has been earth shattering in that regard. So while they look good, the action looks good. I'm gonna have to wait till I see gameplay to really truly make a decision on it. Obviously, but
I did see Dynasty Warriors.
Warriors, yeah.
Okay, Dynasty Warriors. This is the first Dynasty Warriors on like new generation because I don't remember. It's been a while, right?
Dynasty Warriors, I think, has been around. I think it's been out for every console. It's just that it has never gotten hyped.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Dynasty Warriors. I'm pretty sure PS4. This might be the first PS5 Dynasty Warriors.
PS4, that's what I'm saying. This is the first time I've seen them in the new generation. I could be totally wrong, but like it was like I was like, oh yeah, I knew right away too that it was Dynasty Warriors. They have a distinct style.
Yeah,
right away. That it's Dynasty Warriors. I think the last time I remember Dynasty Warriors that they crossed over with Zelda, right?
Yes, they did a Zelda crossover.
Yeah, that is the last time I've heard. But again, I'm not. It's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, Dynasty Warriors. The last one that came out was in 2018. Dynasty Warriors 9.
This is 10.
I believe. Jeez. Yeah, this is going to be Origins. So this is the 10th entry. 10th direct entry into the Dynasty Warriors.
They love it. They love this over in Japan. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Dynasty Warriors, when back in the PS2 era, Dynasty Warriors was amazing. I loved the games. I thought they were amazing. They were just huge hack and slash games where you have hundreds of people on screen and you can just slash them up and just go absolutely crazy. No, it seemed like it has no strategy. Like you just smash buttons and go balls to the wall. But I mean, they love this game over in Japan.
Now, Dynasty Warriors and Zelda was a good combination. Do you think Dynasty Warriors and Star Wars would be a good combination?
I think that would be amazing.
That would be
honestly.
fun, right?
That
I
makes
was thinking about that. Like,
Isn't there a game called like Empires or something like that where you also control like massive armies?
yeah, but that's like
what,
that's
Dynasty
like a
Empires?
strategy game, right?
Oh, that's I don't know because what I was gonna say is even Warhammer had one of those games which made sense, that connection. They grabbed that whatever
Like a
game it is,
RTS?
and then they added the Warhammer characters to it, and you just see thousands of little space marines going against I was gonna
Yeah.
say Zergs, but god damn
Uh,
it,
uh, Space Marines
the damn
versus
Xenos, whatever the fuck
yeah,
they're
Yeah, I
called.
don't know.
Xeno bastards. The yeah, I forgot.
Yeah,
Them
there's Dynasty Warrior Empires. It's it, it's one of those things like if you like RTS.
Bandito Mac is saying that's Total War. What we're talking about.
Total War, thank you.
Yeah,
Because
it's
before that, they had like Rome Total War, blah 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 Total
yeah. You're
War,
right. You're right.
and somebody figured, let's just fucking throw Warhammer
Franchises.
characters and have them,
Yeah.
go apeshit on each other.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
no,
you're right. Like
that's good.
all these other things, you could do it with like Lord
But
of the Rings would be cool.
Dynasty. Yeah. Lord of the Rings would be cool.
Lord of the Rings would make a lot of sense, but you gotta think of it too.
Yeah, like actual armies. You don't
Yeah.
have to have Frodo in every game. Just do like
Nah,
elves
fuck that.
versus whatever.
Nah, fuck that. Have Frodo.
You want the Frodo?
with a little
like
elf
one
dagger.
swipe taking out
God
20
damn it! I
people.
want
Yeah,
that
he's just-
Samwise Gamgee.
Yeah, he's just taking out 100 orcs by himself in one swipe. That would
Yeah.
be absolutely awesome.
Mm.
No, I mean these games are popular for what they are. Like they're a hack and slash beat 'em up type of games. So they're fun. They're meant to be fun. Well, even when I was playing as a kid, like I said, there's not a lot of strategy to them. At least from my perspective, it seemed very straightforward, beat 'em up type of stuff. So it was just kind of
Yeah,
like,
it's just the scale and scope of it is pretty cool.
yeah, absolutely. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, that's cool. It is what it is.
That one stood out to me. Dynasty Warriors. I'm trying to think of what else stood out. I don't think there was anything else that really.
Oh, you're missing out on one big one.
Oh, go ahead. I don't think
Well, two big ones, but the first big one to me was Path of Exile 2. If you like Diablo, if you like the top-down type of RPG type of game, then this is 100% for you. Path of Exile.
That actually looks pretty cool. What's that game called?
Path of Exile.
Path of Exile. I
it's
never
Path of
played
Exile
the other
2.
ones.
Two.
So there's only one before this?
Yeah, there's only one before this.
Okay, because I've been meaning to. It's one of those games I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it one day.
Yeah.
And then just never played it.
Right.
But it looks like right up my alley because I like that. What's that thing called? The fourth person view or whatever, where you see the little character running around.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, this is like if you like Diablo, and I think Green Tuner we talked about, like
Diablo.
Yeah, Diablo is obviously a staple in this genre. Yeah, with Path of Exile is same type of game. If you like Diablo, Path of Exile has gotten great reviews. A lot of people that I know personally who do not like Diablo love Path of Exile instead. So it's kind of it's one or the other for a lot of people, which is understandable. But yeah, Path of Exile 2 comes to PS5. That I'm really excited about that. I still haven't played the latest Diablo only because I just haven't had interest in it after Diablo 4. Or is it Diablo 3 or whatever one with Reaper of Souls. But yeah, I think this looks good. I probably will give it a try. I mean, it's been out for PC for a while now, I believe. So I wouldn't mind giving it a shot. I thought that looked good. So that was a big one for me. And the last game I thought was kind of cool was Behemoth. Behemoth was PS VR 2.
Yeah, it did look good.
Yeah, that looked really cool. The fact like this guy in the gameplay was picking up arrows randomly, shooting people in the head, taking them, whipping them around. It looked awesome. A lot of like VR games usually has me looking like, this is average at best. Yeah. This is probably one of the few games I'm like, holy shit, like this is really, really good.
I can give credit to Sony for being really realistic gameplay supporters of the VR experience. Like, whereas everyone else is more like you hear about these VR experiences, like they announced a new Arkham game, but they very clearly said it was VR experience. Nobody wants to label it a game because they don't want to be accused of anything. But I like that PlayStation is actually trying to cross that gap, like bring video games as we know it
Right.
into the VR territory, not experiences. So like, yeah, PSVR, if you have it, if you could afford it, yeah, it seems to be a cool place. One day,
Yeah.
we'll
One
see.
day, yeah. I think this is a good. I think it's good. I have never played VR in the sense like in my own house.
Mhm.
I'm kind of curious about that.
Mhm.
So this might be a really good entry into it. Yeah. So we'll
Yeah.
see.
Okay.
What's so funny?
Nah, but chat.
Oh,
Yeah.
The Chad.
Ed Underground. He keeps trying to flex on us.
Yeah,
It's
he
like
is.
my girlfriend
He's
likes.
so annoying.
Yeah. See, this is what happens when Ed Underground falls in love.
Yes.
Ed's talking about my girlfriend likes the Diablo series, and so Bandito Mac asks, she lets you touch
you
her.
all know she's imaginary, right?
Yeah, she doesn't actually exist.
Okay.
I honestly, we know she's not a real person. Ed doesn't
Yeah.
know that, but guys, let's not say the obvious. Let's let Ed live in his dream world. Let's let him fantasize, and maybe if he clicks his heel 3 times, he'll actually produce a real woman. So, hey, or man, or they them, whatever. We at the Blrd podcast are very open. We're accepting.
All we know for sure is that Ed Underground has removed the oxygen sensor from his car.
Yeah.
And he is intaking a lot of carbon
He's
dioxide.
been talking a lot of nonsense.
Yeah. So I mean, anything's possible. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, his Cadillac converter is operating at 120%.
His Cadillac converter is
Yeah.
doing overtime right now.
Yeah. It is what it is. It is what it is. You know what? We're happy for him as long as he can stay on the road, and stay dry.
Stay dry. Yep. That's important because what we consider a road. I mean, Ed Underground, he looks at the whole coastline as a road, so he can drive.
To Ed, roads are just links between lakes.
Yeah,
that's all they are.
They're suggestions.
Yeah, Ed's the only person.
Suggestions.
Ed's the only person I know who can literally drive between the United States and any place in Europe. Direct flight. Not even direct flight. Direct route. He could drive. And he can get there.
Straight shot too.
Yeah.
No stops.
Yeah. As he sees waves, it goes through a beach. He's like, nope, no, we're gonna go straight to it. Yeah. So absolutely amazing. But yeah, no, like I said, the state of play, like I said, lukewarm, but at this point, I mean, who is Sony competing against? They're not competing against Nintendo because Nintendo ain't really doing shit now.
No, they're
yeah. Xbox is needing to worry about the press that they have based on what studio they closed this week.
Yeah.
So they're trying to put out other fires at the moment.
Xbox is in its own challenge right now. So God bless the people at Xbox.
Right.
We pray for everyone over there.
Xbox is
people,
great.
Man. God damn.
Yeah, Xbox. I mean, working over there, you must be it's always a constant state of.
Can you imagine being an employee of the Xbox game studio and every day when you go into work,
you're scared,
wondering if the door will be locked?
You're just shaking in your boots, like shit. I gotta push my code
this
up.
Door's not locked.
Working at Xbox has got to be like Game of Thrones after the Red Wedding, where the realization fucking nobody's safe.
It's employment roulette. I've never worked for a job.
I think it's more like Glenn Ross. They have what's his name come in?
Yeah, Alec Baldwin. He wants closers. ABC baby. ABC.
All right, whoever makes the shittiest game gets the steak knives.
But it's like
what these are brass balls.
The funny thing, it's like employment roulette, right? It's one of those things you wake up, you don't actually know if you have a job or not. You get ready for work every morning, and it's like, can I get into the office today? I don't know.
Maybe that's the strat. What I was just talking about. what kind of game developer is the best game developer? Like fat and like sluggish game or a game developer that's on its feet with the head on a swivel? Like,
Yeah.
I gotta get this game done. It's gotta be good.
Or
You gotta look behind your
I'm
back.
gonna lose my house. God
Yeah.
damn it.
Yeah, my family's gonna die.
Yeah, like you literally have to look behind your back at all times because
Yeah.
you don't know if you're gonna get that nice hand on the shoulder, like, yeah, don't come in tomorrow.
Yeah, Phil
So,
Spencer.
yeah,
Phil
Phil
Spencer
Spencer comes, he pops out from underneath your desk. Yeah, I'm just gonna need you to wrap it up. But talking about Xbox though, Xbox did come out with some news recently that was, I guess, pretty well received news. Call of Duty 6, which is I think Black Ops 6 at this point. I don't know. I haven't kept up with Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 3. But COD 6 is going to be on Game Pass. So, you know, it's going to be a day one release. So, hey, that is a good thing.
Huge.
Like, you know, if you're going to spend all these billions of dollars on getting a game studio and you want to draw people into your service, nothing beats having a game for free practically outside paying for the service that you be paying for anyways and getting a game that you want to play. So this was a very smart move on Xbox and very happy for them. For all the Xbox owners out there and Game Pass owners, yo, congrats. You got a big W right there because yeah, if you play Call of Duty, you're going to buy it anyways when it comes out day one. But if it's already on Game Pass and you get everything unlocked from the get-go, hey, that's nothing but one.
It makes sense for them to do it from the perspective of most Call of Duty fans. Like, I mean, they play it casually, right? They play it like, you know, like Madden. They'll come home, they want to unwind, they want to play Call of Duty, right? So it's a game that you'll always want. So it's in Xbox Game Pass's benefit. Keep it on there, and you'll have it's like a Netflix subscription. It'll always, people just keep it. So actually, it is the best argument for Game Pass to have a game like that on there. So this is it. This is the reason they made this giant acquisition, just to get Call of Duty. I would say it was to get nailed down Call of Duty in this way. So let's see if it helps them, because one of the things that came out in the last few weeks was Game Pass subscriptions have slowed and started to just stagnate, right? So that was one of the reasons why they made some of these harsh decisions, was because their revenue stream was starting to dry. So maybe this will help Xbox gain some new subscribers. Who knows? I don't know.
All right, well, Bandito Mac just actually came up with some hot news just now.
And it comes from a very reliable source.
Really reliable. It's all I see is three dots, three asterisks. But let me see. Bandito Mac says, random Xbox news. Microsoft killed a Killer Instinct tournament because they didn't want to kill sequel gossip. They did not want to kill sequel gossip, or they want to kill sequel gossip. Super dumb reason, but they hate KI.
They wanted
to kill sequel gossip.
This is all 5-head strat. Of course, we know the long-term Xbox
4D chest, please.
4D chest. Of course, they're thinking years ahead. Everybody knows the Bethesda acquisition, the Activision, that was all just a ruse, just to throw everyone off.
Killer
development of KI, the next KI. That is the big thing. They got Windows and they got KI. Those are the two Microsoft strategies right now.
I can see Phil Spencer like in the meeting, like, holy shit, guys! Oh fuck, the sequel news might come out about the sequel. What can we do? Somebody was just like,
fuck Activision.
Destroy Activision, because we gotta destroy it. That's the only way we keep people off the news. It's crazy. I mean, well, Bandito Mac is saying the sources trust me, bro. Like, yeah, you ain't gotta text it to me. I believe you. But it's crazy that's if they wanted to stop KI sequel news from coming out, that's crazy that they would kill a tournament, because this game is at this point 12 years old at this point. Recently just got an update after 6, 7, 8 plus years. So I mean,
but now it's gold.
Don't do that. Don't do
No,
that.
but it is.
They changed. Yes, they changed the colors.
It's gold.
It's gold now. This is.
Yeah.
I mean, we are going to a new era. So this game, obviously, because they changed it to gold, they changed the menu colors a little bit, and they made some minor updates. Now this game will last another 11 years before another update. So I mean, I think you probably should wait until the Xbox 720 comes out or whatever the next Xbox, maybe 2 generations from now. You gotta wait for that, Ed. But eventually Microsoft they'll come out with an actual KI game. Not just make updates and put band-aids on stuff. But neither here nor there. That is kind of crazy though that they would kill a tournament just to stop news of a sequel. I mean, unless they're actively working on it. I mean, this is the year of the Xbox. So unless they're actively working on it and they just don't want this hot ass news to come out.
This is the decade of the Xbox.
Oh, it's a decade. Shit.
It's been years, so
might
as well make it a even.
You two are so stupid. You guys are thinking of a normal Roman calendar. This is not the normal Roman calendar year. So technically we're still in the early stages of the year of the Xbox.
Well, this is like is like Ghanaian, like a Ghanaian calendar, right? I think in Ghana, the calendar, their official calendar, I think they think it's 2015 right now. If they go by the Gregorian calendar, obviously is 2024. So I think that's what Xbox has adopted is the Ghanaian calendar. Now they think it's 2015. They're like, hey, KI is only 4 years old, baby. Like that's all it is. And so now at this point, for them, they think KI is still fresh. I mean, all 5 people that are playing it, they're like, hey, whoa, record numbers here. Calm down. Like, we can't come out with a sequel anytime soon. We need to get down to some low numbers, like 1 or 2 players.
Yeah, online. That's too many people.
Yeah, honestly, because they probably count bots too. So absolutely crazy. But yeah, no, I mean, we'll see what Xbox does. But that's what I'm saying with Xbox, man. They just piss me off, man, because it's like Xbox when they come out with some good news, then some other random bullshit happens. Like at least with Sony, like with the Helldiver situation and the Helldiver community, went against them, fought back, and they actually, Sony reverted their policy of making people log in. Now the funny thing is, I'll get back to that to the second. Sony, well, finish my thought. Helldivers, they had that fiasco with the PS login, blah blah blah, this that, and the other. And then they pushed it back, and now they're not doing it. Sony has learned from their lesson, right? So Sony now, for like God of War, they said, hey, we're going to force you to sign in from the get-go. There's not going to be any...
It's not the right lesson that you would think they would have learned.
Yeah, it's not the right lesson.
But they technically did learn something.
They did learn something. They said, hey, as soon as the game is announced, we're letting you know from the jump that you're going to need a PlayStation account to log in to actually play this game. We're not doing this whole, okay, you know what? You guys don't need it. We just want to get the game out there. And then a year later say, oh, by the way, we want you to now retroactively log in. They're not going to do. They learned their lesson. Not the right lesson, like you said, but they did learn their lesson.
What's your take? What's your take on this? Like, do you think there's a whole bunch of like vocal minority here griping about the PS Plus, like, or do you think most people don't give a shit?
I honestly think most people don't give a shit. Because...
I think the same way. I don't think anyone gives a shit. I think it's just people want to complain. They want to get on their soapbox. They want to like gripe about something, whatever the thing is to complain about today, and make it a bigger deal than it is. Now, does Sony need to do that? No, they probably just want to inflate their numbers of PlayStation Plus accounts. You know what I mean? Or PlayStation whatever
accounts in general.
PlayStation accounts. Yeah, they just want to increase those and like, so I mean, but PC players are getting access to some really great games, arguably really good games.
Yeah.
And PC, can you mod PlayStation games getting modded? Is that happening?
Yeah, you can mod them.
Yeah. So like, I mean, that's the best of all worlds. Like, I mean, but I don't see the argument. People are talking about the argument of why you don't want a PS Plus network account because they get hacked a lot. Everything gets hacked a lot.
But the thing is, they say like, okay, they get hacked, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Everything. If you think that you're part of the online community of any major website or banking, gaming, whatsoever. All these sites have been compromised at some point in some way. And it may not, it may just have your email address, right?
Sony historically, like major, they had a major historic one, but I think they were one of the first ones to suffer in an age where online security was not to where it needed to be. But I think recently I think they're like a massive. Their player base is massive now.
Yeah,
so
and they did have a recent security breach. Recently, I think it affected like 70,000 users, which is still very small comparatively to their entire user base. And even then, the only thing that was compromised were, I think, usernames and emails. It wasn't actual like passwords. So, like, at this point, I'm fine with it. I think PlayStation, if they require you to log in or use a PlayStation account to log in, for me it doesn't bother me, mainly because of the fact that PlayStation is in the region that I play in. Now, for people who are outside of the region, I can understand why this sucks, because if you're in a region that doesn't have PlayStation accessibility, then that hurts you. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really care about those people. And I'm just gonna be honest. I think it sucks, but I mean, it's just what it is. I mean, for me personally, I don't necessarily see a full reason for them to be able to. I don't see a full reason why they need to have PlayStation accounts to access these games, especially if they're first-person games. Only reason why I can kind of see that they do is because maybe they want to stop piracy, inflate their numbers, or whatever else. But people always find a way around these things. So, and I'm just kind of like, it is what it is. Like, it doesn't affect me. I guess it's one of those things is like how people say it doesn't affect me, so it's not my problem type of situation. Which I'm trying to get out of that mode and mindset of things. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's really a big deal.
Realistically, the argument that certain regions can't get PlayStation Network, right? If money is to be made, don't you think Sony would have the network PSN available in that area? It's like saying they would leave money on the table. I'm sure there's not enough, I don't know, resources, or it's not cost effective for them to. Yeah, I mean, it's not. And if PlayStation Network is not running there, we could. I don't know the details, but I'm sure that's the least of some of these places. Things that are not running in those specific areas. So, like, I mean, I don't know why. It's one of those things where just lately gamers are not gamers. I shouldn't say gamers. I think it feels like a vocal minority, or vocal minority is just jumping from controversy to controversy to controversy to controversy, making it a bigger deal. Like Assassin's Creed Shadows, will it sell like gangbusters? Yeah, it will. It's going to sell. Everyone who's talking shit is probably going to buy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but it just seems like it's the flavor of the week. You know what I mean? It's whatever the current controversy is. We are jumping from thing to thing, and it might not be that big a deal. I get it. I feel bad for the people who can't get PlayStation Network, but if you can't get PlayStation Network, I feel you got way bigger problems than fucking getting PlayStation Network in whatever region of the world you're in. I mean, that might it's like an infrastructure issue, because like it's like saying Sony and Microsoft don't want to exploit every fucking penny out of you. Doesn't make any sense. Of course, if there's a subscriber to be got, they have tried to find a way to get to that subscriber, and at some point, it's probably just not like fucking
like Dark Side to Nintendo merchandise. There's a sucker to be born every minute.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about suckers, Dark Side for Nintendo merchandise, he will. I mean, he just throws money at it. I mean,
how's your Zelda Game & Watch?
It's still mid condition. It's mud condition. It's in the wrapper.
It's collector's item.
Yeah, it's collector's item.
What the fuck? How you not understand that?
I'm a little disappointed they never revealed the Metroid version. Like, I was really expecting
that would have been neat.
Yeah. Well, the Metroid version is not going to come out probably until maybe like another generation. Yeah, like maybe two or three more console generations, when that is truly a retro at that point. I don't know. But did you get the Zelda one, or did you get the Game & Watch one, or do you have both?
No, it's the Zelda Game & Watch. Yeah.
Oh, it's a Zelda Game & Watch.
They released the Mario one first, then they released the Zelda one. I only got the Zelda one, but I was expecting a Metroid. I thought they were going on a fucking streak. They were going to do a bunch.
That would have been cool.
That would be
Yeah, I
cool.
thought it would be.
But I don't
Especially
think it's
because they
real.
designed the Game & Watch around the theme, right? It's themed.
It's themed, yeah, it's themed. So it is a
Yeah.
Game & Watch. It does all the Game & Watch features, but it also switches to the original, like Zelda, the whichever games it has on board. Now, this just reminds me to mention every single time, Metroid not as popular as we all think it is. It's
Yeah, I was
doesn't.
gonna literally say that too.
You're
Yeah,
right.
It's
It's
like,
probably just popular to us.
It's popular to us. It's
Yeah.
popular to like It's
it's
just
fan
like
base. There is a dedicated fan base to it,
there
but
is, yeah,
it's
but it
not
does
as
not
big.
translate. It does not do Zelda numbers or Pokemon numbers.
No.
That's why Metroid is always a struggle to get a good Metroid game.
We
I
were
think.
just talking about this. There's one game that keeps getting like a video game that keeps getting releases, and we're like, who the fuck plays this
Fire
series of
Emblem.
games? Fire Emblem, thank you.
Yeah, Fire
It's
Emblem.
like
Tons
they
of
get
people
characters,
play it.
DLCs,
but it's not. But it's not big.
Miigo,
It's
or
not big
whatever
in the
the-
United States. It's big in Japan.
Yeah, it's big in Japan.
Yeah, so that's the
you're
thing
right.
is like if you, that's what I'm saying. Like the Switch is not as popular in the United States as it is in Japan because Japan they have a commuter society. Well, first off, their commuter system, train system is a lot better than the United States.
How dare you?
Yeah,
How
I know.
dare you?
I'm sorry.
Have
yeah,
you ever
America
taken
number
the
one?
beautiful red line in Chicago?
No,
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Mm.
How many people?
When you see a homeless man eating a live rat, you know that you really made it.
He's like, man,
Yeah.
you see him actually
Mhm.
barbecuing it live
Mhm.
on the train, and you'd be like,
Yeah,
man, that's like
that
some
actually
good ass eating.
makes the train go faster. The Japanese haven't figured out that the smell of urine actually propels the train.
The fear instilled into the driver.
Yeah,
Just-
yeah. The
Gotta have
urea,
your-
the
gotta have your head on a swivel. Like we
yeah,
talked
the
about.
actual urea is converted to gasoline,
Mm.
and that's what powers the train. So it's absolutely amazing. It's modern technology, and I think
Yeah.
people just don't appreciate what America has versus you
I
know.
can't
Some
wait
would-
for
some
the
would
how
say
it's
the-
made episode of this.
You said what?
Yeah.
The how it's made episode of this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
With the guy's voice, how it's made.
Yeah,
The homeless person urinates into a bottle. The bottle then gets
it spills over and it gets absorbed into the floor. The floor has a Cadillac converter at the bottom of it.
Yeah.
You just need to spray some air spray into it.
yeah.
There are
They just spray some Lysol into his cat.
Yeah.
there are hundreds of wick bottles underneath the floors. And when you step on them, it sprays. Yeah, I mean, we can go into the science of it. Let's not do that. Poor Ed, we get confused. But no, Fire Emblem, yeah, that's a game that is just another reason. Like we get, it's kind of the it's weird because Japan gets a lot of games that, of course, that America never gets. It never gets translated into English. Blah blah blah. Fire Emblem is a result of that. There is still a fan base in America for it, of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, they get made for Japanese players, and then we are just the lucky individuals that.
I mean
just get 'em.
that like really was when the Super Smash Brothers characters were being revealed in that era when it kept being Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem.
Emblem.
And everybody's
Yeah,
like, "Who the fuck are these
Everyone in
guys?"
the United States is like, what?
Yeah,
The
What's
fuck?
going on?
Like what
Is this
the
a new
fuck? What the fuck's happening here?
Is this a new game coming out? Like,
yeah,
what the fuck?
But what we didn't see is every time, like fucking Japan, crowds of people would lose their fucking mind. They would
minds, yeah.
put it on the fucking
Jumbotron.
Jumbotron that crossing, whatever that is. Like people like, oh fucking Blip Bop got invited. These guys-
Lucina, all this
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
Shit. And then like the American tourists over
another
there.
sword player, yes.
Yeah, the American tourists over there, like, what the fuck
Yeah,
is going
fuck
on?
happened?
Like, banzai,
Yeah.
banzai.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Mm.
I don't. Yeah, we are just lucky in that regard. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Like I said, with going back to Microsoft, for every time Microsoft makes a mistake, Angel loses his wings, and right now everybody there's no wings up in heaven right now. Microsoft has fucked everybody.
Hey, okay, so like real quick here, the ball is in Microsoft's court. Like on their side, they got the showcase coming up. I think in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I think. So it's on them. Microsoft has had all the pieces to a winning strategy. They bought everything on Earth. They have everything. They just need to execute A to B. They have not figured it out to just get from A to B. They just
But the
keep
thing
fucking up.
See, this is the thing. We as the consumer base, we need to one of us needs to just go ahead and apply for these positions, right? like the president of Xbox. They have that
Mhm.
black chick. I forgot her
Mhm.
name. That black woman.
Yeah,
Oh.
Bond, Sarah
Oh
Bond.
no.
Sarah, Sarah
Yeah.
Bond.
Where's the
Like,
Ed Underground for these conversations?
I know.
Fucking
But they need people like us who truly like, because I feel like a lot of stuff is
Men.
just common sense. Like,
They need man as we mean.
no, I'm
they
not
need
gonna fall for that.
they need a executive of common sense.
Mm.
Like obvious information. CEO, someone to sit in the boardroom and be like, no, don't do that.
Yeah, like, guys, are we actually like, let's do some critical thinking here, guys.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like these people, like the people who are making these decisions, are not, first off, video game players whatsoever. They don't understand what the average gamer wants. And I feel like, honestly, like, dude, like, you know how, like, like they'll send out surveys on like Xbox, like, hey, you want to take this quick 5-minute survey? I feel like it's like only trolls that take this, because if they're getting their information from these surveys and then they're enacting these things off of that, and like, somebody needs to have some common sense and be like, you know what, something is not adding up.
Yeah,
like,
something's fishy here.
something is not right. Like, Fist My Ass 23 says that, what we really should do is focus on, let's go ahead and just cancel this Killer Instinct tournament, because we don't want the rumors to get out or something else crazy, blah blah blah. Oh, here comes the Ed Underground. He is back once again. Holy smokes, messing up.
So here's the thing.
Oh,
the reason
what
why
the hell?
the reason why these video game companies are messing up things is because their suits, like they see Fortnite sales and, oh, okay, people like the whole live loot box and all the other stuff, so people do that regardless of, fans want
Ed,
a specific thing.
What do you think of the Xbox president?
Sarah whatever?
Yeah, what do you think of her?
I mean, if she's like a female Phil Spencer, I'm on board. If he's messing up things, then bye.
Well, what do you think
her
performance has been so far?
Yeah,
Xbox president.
She had the role.
I think she was very, what's the word? Very
Sooty?
Very what?
Bitchy.
Don't listen to Green Tune.
No,
He's trying to get you literally canceled.
When she was asked questions regarding the closures of companies that Xbox had,
yes,
he wasn't very straightforward. She was very like,
she dodged the questions.
Yeah,
that's any precedent though.
Yeah, that's not a good
they're
example.
not gonna want to do. Yeah,
but at the same time, I'm sure they want to say stuff, but they got to keep their jobs too.
Ed Underground,
obviously.
Well, since you're coming to us live from, I assume, Gaza, can you tell us what is the story with the Killer Instinct? You got the inside scoop here. They shut down. The word on the street here from credible sources is they shut down a Killer Instinct tournament.
Sorry, going through a tunnel. What?
Oh,
what?
Okay.
Are you okay?
Ed's going.
I'm telling you, it's the carbon monoxide backfiring into the damn cabin.
Ed decided to put a potato in his muffler. It was like, man, ooh, that's sweet carbon dioxide. Love it.
You gotta do what you gotta do. So I actually don't know about this info. I gotta look into it myself.
You don't have to. It comes from a reliable source.
Trust me, bro.
Okay. That's a trust me, bro source?
Yeah, trust me, bro. All right, just give us your thoughts. Give us your thoughts.
Yeah.
I mean, I do believe they're making a sequel. When would that happen? I don't know. To me, it doesn't make any sense to do a 10th anniversary of a game that's really hasn't been updated in 10 years. Well, recently has been updated.
Well, the thing is it does make sense, right? If they have no plan to make a sequel, right? What's the next best thing? I'm saying, what if they? I think they don't. And the thing is that they have no. They want to, but they have no plan to. They don't know the plan to do it. So what is the best way to quell the 10 people? What's the best band to quell the 10 people who really want one? Oh, make a 10th anniversary update.
No, just change the logo to purple and
gold. Yeah,
that'll do it.
Yeah.
Well, no, I see it like
and
this.
rebalancing.
How? What?
He said,
rebalancing too, right?
yeah, rebalancing.
Yeah, rebalance characters.
Well, they have before this update. They haven't made any prior updates for 10 years.
Right.
Why all of a sudden update a game that's a 10-year-old game? I mean, Mortal Kombat doesn't do that. Street Fighter doesn't do that. Blaze Blue, really any other fighting game hasn't really had a update.
Now,
After
Ed, are you
5 years.
just real quick? Are you hunting for Sasquatch right now? Is that what you're doing?
I feel like you're trying to find dinner right now, and you're hunting some squirrels.
Yeah. You're like on the trail of Bigfoot. You're real close, bud.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! We just lost.
I'm still here.
All right, you know what? This is kind of fun. Ed Underground coming in and out here as he does. He brings justice to the world. He's doing. He's
out there telling you like it is.
Yeah, he's out there. He's out there for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely our
looking for the news.
He's our man on the street. Ed,
he's the man on the street.
Interview.
Can you
someone
just
on the
ask
street.
someone randomly what they think of the current situation? Just say that, just openly, and see what they respond.
Yeah. Say we're live. What's the current KI situation? What do you think about it? Do you think Biden's making the right moves with the KI situation? See what they say.
Yeah. See,
Biden. Biden?
Well, see, Ed brings up a great point, and Jake just brought something up. Ed says something completely crazy, that no other fighting game has pushed an update for a game that's 10 years old, right?
Yeah, name one.
Yeah, and Ed is 100% right. He is 100% correct on that. No other company does that because they usually decide to make a new game way before the 10 years has come and gone. So yes, of course they're not going to push an update to a game for the most part.
It's like they're trying to keep an old Scion alive.
Yeah, it's like
they literally have it on like respirators and just
It's kind of really spray that catalytic converter in that fucking KI there.
Yeah, but
it works.
Clogging the catalytic converter.
But no, it has. But I mean, Darkseid has a great point. Like it's like spraying cat piss into a Scion to try to keep it alive. It's absolutely insane. So that's the thing is like these games that are 10 years old, of course they're not going to push updates to them because they've already moved on to the next better and greater game. It's not like they, like they make a car in 2015 and then they are like, hey, you know what? We're still pushing updates to that 2015 car, after it's been produced and pushed out. I mean, only people that kind of do that are like Tesla for over-the-air updates. And some cars would do that, but they're not making any major updates to it. So it's kind of a weird argument to make of saying, oh, well, no other game is doing it. Yeah, because most games move on from their original game that they produced 10 years ago.
Well, I was going to say my thoughts on why they did attend anniversaries to prepare for the new sequel coming out. That's right, baby.
Yeah. So you think they made a 10-year game? So you're trying to say is that they pushed out a 10-year update to get prepared for the new game that's coming out 10 years after the first one.
It's perfect strategy.
Can you this
so whenever the chess come out, would it be a year from now or I don't know, a few months from now? I do believe that they made this
I do believe
but I do believe that
I'm telling you that carbon monoxide is getting to
he's losing it. He's losing his grasp on reality.
My thought is, why do it? Like no other game has actually done that. And if there is another game that's done that, it's not there's no servers for it anymore.
Would it have anything to do with them needing to keep it on Game Pass as a part of their library of games? Like just keep it
a healthy game.
Yeah.
Well, this existed before Game Pass was even birthed into existence.
I know, but it's a staple of Game Pass, right? It's one of their games. Just to say that, hey, we're adding new content to Game Pass. Hey, what's a quick, easy thing? What can we do to KI? Just dust it off, do a little quick thing there. Of course, I'm joking. Obviously, the real answer is they are subtly preparing us for the next KI release. But just for giggles, do you think that's a possibility, maybe?
I think it's a high possibility that they're going to make a new KI. They're probably making a new KI right now. If anything, a lot of people want Iron Galaxy to produce new KI, and I really can't see another company doing it. They'll mess it up. Like if Bandai Namco picked it up, I would be very not disappointed. I'd be very scared for it to happen because Bandai Namco has had terrible netcode. Not all their games are good. There's only a few Dragon Ball Z games are good, but I really can't.
What is the likelihood that we're going to see KI reveal at the next showcase? Where's your money at? 100%. You're all down. It's locked in, done deal.
I'm on the fence with it because.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. It's possible it could happen this year in June.
Okay.
Hey,
June.
You know what?
Whoa.
Ed
is specifically narrowed down June. You heard it here first on the Blrd podcast.
Absolutely.
June announcement, KI2. If not, we will continue.
Start your pre-orders.
Yep. Get it out there right now.
Yeah, the
next showcase is in June, isn't it?
Yes.
Exactly.
So, I'm actually looking at the some Reddit feeds from 12 hours ago. Microsoft slated the Killer Instinct esports event to stop sequel gossip. So it seems,
shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's this, and I'm looking at this thread. There are a good maybe 20 people talking about this. And so people are very, very, very upset about this.
And all
20 people, and I'm looking at it now. Let me see. Yeah, it seems like this is not even recent though. This is not even recent news, honestly. This is saying back in 2021, the Microsoft owned Start.gg's esports platform ran an event focused on Killer Instinct, the rebooted version of Rare's popular one-on-one fighting game. Blah blah blah. So yeah, this happened in 2021. So this wasn't even recent. This was 2021. Unless Bandito Mac, you're talking about something different. This is news to a lot of people. So yeah, I mean the rumors were circulating. So the rumors were circulating in 2021 about a Killer Instinct sequel, and Microsoft said, you know what? We're playing the long game. We're gonna cancel this event right motherfucking now. We're gonna stop these rumors right now. And now let's fast forward 2024, and we're right on the cusp of it. So this is amazing. I mean, I thought we were playing chess. I thought we were playing chess, but apparently Microsoft's playing checkers. 4D checkers. I'll say that 4D checkers. So, not necessarily chess, but let's get in there.
They're playing Roblox.
Yeah, they're definitely playing Roblox. Roblox, chess or checkers.
Well, I was gonna say, since we have the Ed Underground here, we're shifting over to our review portion, right? Our episode. Ed Underground, since you're here, you've been playing the hotly anticipated Hellblade 2 Saga? Something Sacrifice?
Saga.
Samurai Saga.
Sinusitis.
Hotly anticipated game, huge game, massive game for Xbox. It's receiving 8s all over the place, huge numbers. Ed Underground, I know this was your number one most anticipated, probably his most anticipated Xbox game, period. And I'm not joking around and kicking, saying anything.
Oh, no.
This is huge for the Ed Underground. Ed, you briefly streamed it. What is your impression? 10 out of 10, where you at?
So I'm only 2 hours in, only because I do want to stream it. I have been so tempted to just play it like on my own in my
So you haven't played it?
I played on stream. I just haven't played it off the stream. But I've been like very, very much wanting to, because I really do enjoy this game. I really do. It's like one big movie one shot. I don't think I went to a cutscene up until an hour 30 in. So the hour and 30 that I was playing the game, it just felt like one big.
You mean a continuous shot is what you mean?
Yeah, you know how
Yeah.
some movies
Yeah,
they'll
yeah,
just
yeah.
like one shot of action
Yeah.
and it doesn't cut
So
until
yeah, I will say that the opening cinematic cut into the gameplay very seamlessly. So like I was watching that stream. It does look like a fun experience, but yeah, I'm curious to hear your thoughts. So I guess we'll wait for you to give us your full review once you've completed it. But I know it was huge. It was a huge major release for the Ed Underground. I'm glad you
yeah.
got it. I'm glad you got it.
I'm glad I got it too. I can't. I'm only 2 hours in, but I can't think of a complaint for it. It's very beautiful, very beautiful.
Now,
The
do you,
facial. Huh?
do you think Ninja Theory will survive?
I hope so. If for some dumb reason
Yeah.
Fox decides to pull the plug on Ninja Theory,
Mm-hmm.
I think they lost a gem.
Yeah, because
A diamond.
nobody thinks Hi-Fi Rush is going to sell. Everyone pretty much says Hi-Fi Rush is already it's in any way you cut it, it's going to sell more copies than uh Hellblade 2. Because Hellblade 2, they're not even promoting Hellblade 2. They're not trying to
Oh, I
promote
get it. No,
Hell-
I've seen a lot of
Hellblade,
promotions for it. Yeah,
Hellblade. Yeah,
I see
Senua's
YouTube
Sacrifice, you
commercials
mean?
for it. Yeah, Cinemas Saga.
Saga,
Hellblade,
Saga.
Yeah,
Saga,
Okay.
whatever.
I've
Same
seen
difference.
YouTube
Yeah,
commercials. I've seen Facebook advertisements for it.
yeah, but
I may have
they
thought I
really,
saw it in the store.
yeah, but they really have not. Like, I mean, people have made videos about like how it's being under promoted, like really oddly under promoted. So like I don't know, we'll see. But you think Ninja Theory is going to be okay, right?
I'm going to believe so. I really hope so. The whole Hi-Fi Rush thing kind of like really put a thorn in a lot of people's sides because Hi-Fi Rush is a good game. Although I think Cinema's Saga is a bigger game, bigger scale.
Mm.
Hi-Fi Rush did not deserve what happened to them.
Hi-Fi Rush.
So
I'm playing Hi-Fi Rush 2 right now, and it's a great game.
it's a fun game. Ninja Theory is on a different level though. If you have an Xbox, if you have Game Pass, I would say definitely try it out. It's only what if you have Game Pass, $18 a month. Try it out because the game itself, I think, is $60
Game Pass is $18 a month.
for the top tier.
Ultimate
Okay,
or
okay,
whatever.
Ultimate
I mean,
tier.
you can
Okay,
get it. Oh yeah, Senua Saga is not an online game, so if you want to get Game Pass for like $10, shoot,
yeah,
that's a bargain. $10 over 60.
yeah, that
Yeah,
might be worth it for that game. All right,
yeah, but if
well,
you play this game, well, for those who are interested in playing this game, you need headphones because holy crap. I forgot how good my headphones are. I was hearing things in the back of my head. I was hearing things on the left, right, up, and down.
mhm.
Um, it is definitely an experience. Definitely turn off the lights. Turn off the lights. Put on your
All right.
yeah.
This
I'm
is
just saying it's
turned
a good
weirdly
game.
sexual.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, that's a thing for Senua. I mean, I'm just saying.
Okay, this is.
Anyway,
All right.
Hey, I feel like hey, I think you forget that you're in public, sir. So
Mhm.
be careful out there.
I didn't forget.
Yeah, I mean, so talking. So we have some comments here. Jake's on the plane is talking about. Oh, so we were talking about. They're asking if you were going to, if you're wrong about the Killer Instinct announcement in June, can you shave your head? But Only Toes came to your defense and said not your dreads, and so did Bandito Mac. That your dreads are like family at this point, and each one has an individual name since there's about 3 of them. I was like, that's crazy. But then Jake's on the plane talk about is nobody here gonna talk about Stellar Blade. As a Ed played Stellar Blade on stream with one hand. I can believe that. He said, but then Jake's on the plane came back and said that's not true because Ed would never buy a PlayStation. That's true. He has not bought a PlayStation yet. And blah blah blah. Yep. And Jake's talking about this is he said this is the second conversation about Hellblade 2 he's seen since release. Yeah, I think that's kind of interesting. Like this is a top tier game. This is a AAA title game for Xbox, and yeah, it seems like Hellblade is not getting the love that it deserves. It seems like it's just a like a redhead stepchild of releases, which is crazy to me I feel like it should be getting a lot more credit and a lot more notoriety, but it's not. So
Yeah. I think the if I was working at Ninja Theory, I would be terrified. Like we talked about, it's one of those. But I think a lot of people making a big deal out of the fact that they didn't promote the game. I think is giving them a little bit of security. Now, people have said that, oh, Ninja Theory's next game has been greenlit. It's going to go into production. That doesn't mean jack squat because, like, Tango Gameworks was working on a game and Arcane was working. Everyone was working on a game. They're always working on a game. So that doesn't mean anything. But yeah, we'll see. I guess it's weird. It's a weird situation. But I would be terrified if I was Ninja Theory because your game's not going to sell as well as Hi-Fi Rush did, and Hi-Fi Rush was a success, and they axed it. So, well, I don't know. Seems like their strategy. We I don't know if we talked about it, but their strategy. Well, people think their strategy now is to recoup money, is they need bangers, bangers. They're redirecting all resources to bangers. So none of this like double A prestige stuff. They want like top end quality shit, and they're gonna redirect your teams to work on it, and they're paying the bills. So hey, if they can get a Fable out, that's what it costs for them to get Fable out, then that's what it costs, I guess.
Yeah,
We'll see.
it's funny because for Ninja Theory, co-founder recently, Tamim and tonight I can't even say his name, but he ended up leaving Ninja Theory. Like I said, he was co-founder. So I mean, we'll see if Ninja Theory survives the gauntlet and staying in Microsoft's ecosystem as an independent entity. Because being a developer with Microsoft, I mean, like we were talking about before, is the roulette. You don't know if you're gonna have a job
Red
tomorrow.
Wedding, Red Wedding,
Red
baby.
Wedding. Like you're gonna show up.
They're fucking Jon Snow. They think they're okay. Yeah, bitch.
Like, yeah, this project's no longer yours. Yeah, you're now. Yeah, you're part of Microsoft now.
Yeah,
this is awkward. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's the gist of it. So
yep.
All right. Well, talking about I actually don't have I was gonna have a really great transition. I don't have one after all this Microsoft and BS talk. Let's jump into our main topic, which is Furiosa Mad Max Saga. And it came out this past week. We watched it. I think everybody saw it. Ed, I know you're kind of precluded in this or
Ed, did you
excluded
see
in
it?
this.
Ed?
I did not see it. I want to see it, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Okay, you're gonna
Yeah,
dip out.
Ed is currently grinding right now, so he wasn't able to see it, so he's excluded from this conversation. But outside of that, yeah, we all saw Furiosa.
Yes, sir.
Green Turn, you saw it, right?
Some of us have seen it twice.
Yeah.
Oh, Ed dipped out on us again. Okay. Let me update this.
Let me just say while you make that change here. And I just want to put this on the podcast for the record.
Okay.
I saw the Beetlejuice trailer. The new Beetlejuice trailer played in front of my screening. I'm excited for Beetlejuice. Also got the Joker trailer again, and I will double down. I will triple down. I am not excited for the Joker. That is pretentious. It just reeks of pretentiousness. And I'm wrong. I'm
very
wrong.
pretentious
It
looking.
seems like it's so up its own ass, and everyone. And I know I'm in the minority. And if you agree with me, you got to know you're in the minority because everyone is like on board for Joker. Now, I will say this. I know I'm in even more a minority when I'm about to say I wasn't a huge fan of the first Joker. I think it's a good movie, but I was not a huge fan of it because I got the same vibe from that movie. It just didn't sit well with me, and I thought I got this like pretentious vibe out of it. And I like the Joker. It was like it was up its own ass the whole time. But anyways, I saw the trailer for Joker 2, and I just had to say it, and I fully will, accept that I'm in the minority here for that one. Okay. But it's just I just want it on the record.
It's crazy because we're talking about Mad Max, and you went on
Yeah, the trailer.
On a
the
Joker rant.
Yeah, you want a Joker rant? Like,
Well-
yeah, I know what we're talking about. You but fuck Joker. But no,
Fuck Joker. Fuck Joker.
yeah, no, I'm not too excited about it. It looks I'm curious because I know they said there's gonna be like 10 covers of popular songs in this movie or something like that. So
Right.
I'm wondering how they're going to incorporate those and then have the movie play out as a traditional movie. So I'm very
Yep.
curious of how they're
We'll
going to do
talk
that.
about it when the time comes. We'll talk about it. So I just wanted to. It was hot. I'm hot about it.
I can
Because it
tell.
was fresh. It was fresh on my mind.
I can
Now
tell.
I had to see it twice because I did see Furiosa twice.
Oh wow.
So I watched and then I watched Fury Road right after it just to get a little context. So it definitely enhanced my experience. But I guess I'll go first. Fucking, this was hotly anticipated for me, right from the get go, and it did not disappoint. I loved Furiosa. Awesome, like everything about Mad Max Fury Road. Going back to that, that's a perfect movie. It's a perfect action film. One of the most perfect action films ever put together. Does Furiosa hit the heights of Fury Road for me? I think it just misses it just a little. There's something kinetic about Fury Road that Furiosa has a lot of, but does not land exactly in the same place. Not necessarily a bad thing, but I think if I'm comparing the two, it's just a little short of that, and that don't mean much because it's outside of that, it's an amazing movie. Like the stunts were spectacular. There were scenes like in the movie that I felt like it's just so refreshing to see a film shot in a cool environment that's not a CG set or a background or like a something that feels like the Marvel movies where it's like this artificial small like vision. This is such a big vision when he's filming it, and that translates on the screen really well. So I absolutely loved it. Uh, yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it, but I saw it twice. That's how much I loved it. So, what'd you guys think?
Go ahead, Green Tea.
I liked it. I thought it was fine. I'm not really big on the Mad Max movies, to be honest. I thought Fury Road was, like I said, one of the best theater experiences I've ever had. It was great. I don't know. I found this movie to be needless, to be honest. I don't know. I can't remember. I watched it last week, and I honestly can't remember a lot of it.
Oh, really?
I remember sort of the storyline. I enjoyed what's his name, Thor.
Yeah. The character's name?
Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, Demento, right?
Dementus, I think,
Yeah,
right?
Dementis. I enjoyed him.
Yeah.
It was pretty. It's refreshing to see a villain that's not the same
Yeah.
like super mastermind. He's just like an idiot, basically.
Yeah, but a
Um,
likable villain.
Likeable idiot,
Yeah.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
The set pieces were nice. I mean, the action scenes were gorgeous, obviously. So I can't hate on that. I don't know. It was fine. It did everything great. The CG was good. The acting was on point. Everything was good. There's film wise, I can't say that it's bad, but I don't know.
You just
It's
felt it
just to me, it's
didn't.
gonna. To be honest, in a couple of months, I'll probably completely forget about this movie.
Okay. I don't know.
Dream.
Creamy.
I think that this was a great movie to watch. I didn't feel like at any point in this movie I was bored. I think the shots were beautiful. Minus some of the CG, obviously that had to be there.
Yeah, they can't have Anna Taylor-Joy behind an explosion.
Yeah,
With the,
yeah, an explosion or getting her arm
yeah.
pretty much cut off. But honestly, the set pieces were beautiful. I thought the action was good. I liked the bad guys in this movie, all around. Dementis was. I feel like he is a typical bad guy, right? He's not infallible. He's not. He just gets lucky, kind of thing, and
It's pretty much all luck. His decisions are so half-assed.
Yeah, they're half-assed.
Like they're clever, but they're half-assed at the same time.
They really are. And I like at the, skipping a little bit, like the ending and his death. It wasn't something that was some glorious battle where, it's like rockets going off and explosions. It's just literally him and Furiosa in the desert, and she just pretty much just watches him slowly wither away and just kills him with a shot in the back of the head, and that's it. And that was.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the other ending.
Yeah, I like that.
The one where the tree grows out of his stomach.
Yeah, the tree. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, the other ending. Yes, the other ending where the tree grows out of him. Yeah, it's nothing spectacular, right? She got her revenge. It ties into her making that promise to her mother, or the mother, asking the promise of protect the seed, and then blah blah blah, this, that, and the other, and I thought this was a good movie. But I'm in the same boat with Green Tuner. I think in a couple months I'm gonna forget this movie. It was a great cinematic movie for what it is. Will it stick with me forever? No, probably not. It was just a good watch.
Yeah. Fury Road, I'll remember. I still remember it.
Yeah.
Like that's an impactful movie. But yeah, this one, I don't know. It's just, like I said, I can't criticize it film wise because it's so well crafted. But it's just, you know what I mean?
I will say, like, for me right now, it's like the #1 movie of the year right now. Like in terms of the experience I've had, nothing's come close to it. Now I will say this: I like I said, I saw it twice. So I saw it, then I watched Fury Road, and then I saw it again. And so like the Fury Road post watch makes you. There's things in Fury Road that make way more sense. Not way more sense, but it just elaborates the world a little bit more. When you watch certain events happen in Fury, like they were talking about when she's on the run in Fury Road, and they talk about all these reinforcements coming from Gastown and the Bullet Farm, and how they come in. Like it kind of knowing the geography, which Furiosa does really well, shows you that triangle of fortresses.
Yeah.
Like it kind of elaborates on that idea. And so it makes Fury Road better. This movie makes Fury Road better for sure.
It's a beautiful tie-in. Yeah, it's a great tie-in.
Yeah, it's a great tie-in, and like you said, the sequence where the tree growing out of him in the end, like in Fury Road, she like she's trying to get back to the green place, back to where she was taken from.
Yeah.
And and she finds out when she gets there that it was wiped out. It's no longer there. So at the end of the movie, she goes back to the Citadel, making that moment where she planted the seed. That's the green place. Like she brought it back with her. You know what I mean?
Impactful, yeah.
Right. So like there are things in this movie that make Fury Road that much better. And Fury Road's fucking 11 out of 10 film. So like for me, it enhanced the experience of watching Fury Road, made it better for me, but also made Fury Road like stand that much. It's just more, it's more kinetic. It's shorter. It's a shorter movie. It's under 2 hours. I didn't remember that. It's way more colorful. The action sequences are constant. And in Furiosa, the action sequences are a little broken up, but they're all really good. Like the specific, and I think the standout action sequences involves gliders and aerial vehicles.
Yeah.
That was fucking awesome to see. Like some of the sequences, like they kept coming with cool things, right? So think of Mad Max and you think of like this world, and it's like a pretty simple idea. And I keep thinking like, there's no way he's gonna bring a new element. Like we've seen it. It's cars and trucks. Like what more can you add to this warfare? And he keeps adding interesting visual elements, and like it just makes that experience that much better.
That octopus thing was cool.
Yeah, the Octobos. Yeah, it was cool.
Octobos,
and it was a cool visual because I love how the dude with
the black octopus flying thingy.
Oh yeah.
Remember when Furiosa hits it with that harpoon thing or whatever?
And I love when that sequence starts. You can see him flying in the distance, and you're like, "What is that?" And he doesn't really enter the fight until the very end. So I love how there's little things, and then you when he's riding around on the ground, and he's got that big fan behind him. you don't realize what that's for till the sequence, right?
Mm.
So there's little touches like that I really enjoyed.
What one thing I do have I have a kind of um
Go and say
gripe
it.
with
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think
let's
this is
hear
I
it.
don't think this is
Stand by your torches. Stand by.
yeah, I don't think this is
Who knows? I
movie of the
might
year.
go along with Creamcast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this is a movie. I don't think this is movie of the year. I think might be a bit of an exaggeration. Now I'm going subjectively. Subjectively,
I'm just saying for so far for the year for me.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I get that, and I know you're saying subjectively for yourself.
Yeah.
But I think like if we were going to talk about true movie of the year contender, I just don't think this is it. This, I mean, while I would say this movie is very well done, it's very beautiful.
Mhm.
I don't see this as being movie of the year. I still think Dune 2 is movie of the year so far as set pieces.
I debated it too for me.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing is like with this movie so far, would I consider this out of the mainstream movies as a contender? Yes, I would say this is definitely a contender.
Mhm.
But I would not put it. I would say this might come as a distant second place.
From I mean, just really quick, just piggyback on that. For me, it's not distant second place. It's like they're neck and neck for me, and I had to just weigh it from the perspective of I like Dune 1 a little bit more than I like Dune 2, and always see Dune as one continuous story. It's
I
not
agree with that.
two
I think
parts.
Dune 1 was slightly better.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think Dune 1
Yeah,
was.
and when I
Yeah.
say slightly, I do mean slightly. Like either one I love.
it's one story. That's why I treat
Yeah.
it. For me, like I've read the novel for years and years, so it's like for me, it's always been one story. But I get it, and it's really is one continuous movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But with this film, like I said, I liked it a lot. Um, and then I saw Fury Road after it, and it pushed things over
Further.
the appreciation lifted, like all the little nuanced things that I appreciate, even the transition at the end of the movie where Anya Taylor-Joy, they morph her into Charlize Theron into the shadows, and right in the end,
Mhm.
like I like that. I like that shit like that. You know what I mean? Where they bring you right to the end, and the montage at the end where it's just Fury Road montage stuff.
Yeah, one
Where it just
starts, one where one ends, another one starts.
the
Yeah.
other one starts. Yeah. So like this, a lot of movies try to do that, and this one really feels like they had a really good story and world, and George Miller, like, I mean, make more. I mean, I'd love to see more in this universe, but like he's good at crafting and world building. It seems like definitely thoroughly enjoyed the world he built. Now that being said, I watched the original Mad Max, like the first Mad Max, which is really hard to watch. The second one, Road Warriors, really good.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to get through Thunderdome right now. So they're completely different experiences than the Fury Road version of Mad Max. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Well, Fury Road is like all his years of experience and everything.
It's like streamlined. It's like
it's
all
everything
the
stream like
ideas.
him grabbing all his experience, everything, all his ideas, and crafting like a masterpiece. Basically, that's what Fury Road was.
Yeah.
But yeah, to be honest, most of the Mad Max movies like blur in my head as one, the old ones.
Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah, but you're right. I think I remember the first one like retroactively trying to watch it. Then obviously it's like a low budget, like
Low budget
very
Australian
small
movie.
movie.
Yeah.
And you in your mind, Mad Max has gotten so big with time.
Yeah.
When you go back to it, you're like, oh fuck, this is kind of boring.
You gotta think
Yeah.
also with like the continuation of the Mad Max series. It is. I mean, you're talking about a movie that's 40 years old at this point, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, you're going from, or a series that's 40 years old. So you're going from the initial vision and vision of what Mad Max was back in the 80s to what it is today. I mean, that's a lot of growth, honestly.
Yeah.
And I think that the vision, while the vision or maybe the cinematography has changed over time. Obviously, budgets as well. I think the vision is still the same, and I think that, and now I have to go back and watch the Mad Max movies to kind of really appreciate them again, for what they are comparatively to Fury Road and Furiosa. But overall, from what I can remember, it's still a pretty good series of movies, especially spanning 40 years, right? So I think you have to give it some leeway.
Oh
in
no,
that,
yeah, obviously you gotta
Um,
recognize him as being very important.
right.
The second one, like I said, I watched the second one and I really enjoyed that watch. You nailed it. The scope and the budget and the time period it was made
Mhm.
is clearly evident on the screen, but the vision, like you could close your eyes and you can see it in the Fury Road filter. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So it's there. Like George Miller, the ideas are all there. But yeah, it's a product of its time. And I love how like in Fury Road and in Furiosa, there's no like I didn't see any fucking rusted out Teslas or EVs
No, no.
chugging
Oh,
around.
thank
It's
God.
like
That
the nukes
the
dropped in the
giant
80s,
one.
and that's where
What
we
was the
get the car.
giant truck that they had? Remember the one where Furiosa lost their arm?
It's about the with
Oh, the monster truck.
monster.
Yeah, that
The
shit was
one that
dope. It was like a
the one that she
monster
was
truck,
driving.
but it was like old timey at the same time.
It's about the one that she was driving, or the one that
No, the one that the
Demented.
Dementus.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where
no, that one.
yeah.
Yeah, that was no. They're both. Yeah, that was like a monster, proper monster truck.
Yeah.
It was
yeah.
but I like the fact that it had like 19 like what is it 30s 40s whatever body
Yeah,
style.
like
Yeah.
Where it's like
yeah.
they literally grabbed like an oldie truck and then just fucking made it into this giant monster.
Yeah.
That's the good thing about
Yeah.
the aesthetics of this movie. It wasn't like they took and I think Darkseid, you mentioned this. They didn't take like a modern car, right? Then you see no Charger.
Yeah,
in
brought
there.
to you by Chevy.
Yeah,
The
it's like
Chevy Colorado
yeah,
trucks and Mad Max.
yeah, Chevy Camaro coming to you
Yeah.
soon. Like no, it was all still based within like 80s, 90s.
Whatever
vehicles.
cars junk they had in the 80s.
It's
Yeah.
80s, yeah, 80s.
Is
Where
what made
and
it
then
into here.
and then
Yeah.
even junk cars for the 80s would be considered like the 50s and 60s and so forth.
Yep.
They kept with that aesthetic, so
Yep.
that was a very very clean touch. I did enjoy that because even what I remember from even the older Mad Max movies, they did the same thing. So it's like if you want to keep a movie true to what it is, of course you can modernize it, and that would be probably easier to do in the like the grand scheme of things. Finding like junked chargers and so forth, and then just making sure they can run for the movie and so forth, or just put them on a platform and pretend like they can drive or whatever else. So that keeping that aesthetic was really cool. But yeah, that monster truck, both the truck that Furiosa was driving was cool. I love that thing.
That was pretty sweet too.
Yeah, the
That
one
was
at the
sweet.
end. The one at the end.
Well, the one no, I'm talking about the one that she had with what's his name? Praetorian Jack.
Oh,
the
Praetorian.
Yeah.
pursuit car.
No, not the pursuit car. No, the actual truck.
The rig.
The rig. Yeah, the
Oh,
rig.
yeah,
I thought
yeah,
that was
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
badass.
Yeah. All the rigs were cool.
Yeah, then the car that they got away in initially, that was cool. And then the final car that Furiosa had was beyond. That was
That
creme
was
de la creme.
really, really cool looking car at the end. Yeah,
I was like, fuck, that thing looks fucking awesome.
Yeah.
No, and that's the thing. Like they kept with that second. I think that was awesome. I feel like all they've done is just continue to improve on that. So that's why I said like this movie is shot beautifully. Like, and it's funny because when you look at even from old Max movies, Mad Max movies back in the 80s to here, you wouldn't even think that it's the same director, right? You wouldn't even think like George Miller is directing all these. And at the end of the day, 40 years later, he still has that same kind of touch and aesthetic, but it's only been improved on. And, just shows you what a budget can do, especially for these big sci-fi movies. So that's why I said I think this movie was excellent. I mean, it was great. It was a great movie. It just, man,
I get what you said.
Yeah, it's just hard for me to even envision it as number one. That's just hard for me. But yeah, it'll be in my top 3 for so far this year. 100%.
Yes. I even like the Anna Taylor-Joy was really good. She didn't do a ton when you think about it. She didn't really have a lot to do because the character's a stoic character, right? So, but I was surprised how far into the movie she shows up. You know what I mean? It's this young Furiosa, and the young Furiosa story. I could have watched a whole movie about that because that shit was entertaining to me. Like the young version of her was an interesting character, and the world through her eyes was very interesting too. So I really liked the how they transitioned that character. You got a good idea of her journey, especially when you think of where she ends up at the end of the Fury Road. So I mean, the one major thing, if I have one major big time gripe with this movie, one thing I loved about Fury Road, it's probably the second thing when it comes to Fury Road.
Guitar guy.
Doof? No. Wasn't he in this? No, I don't know.
Was he? No, he wasn't.
He wasn't. He wasn't in it. They haven't built that yet, I assume. No, my big thing that I loved in Fury Road was the soundtrack, or the score by Junkie XL. He does he does the score here, but it's not as it didn't bang as hard as Fury Road. The Fury Road has bangers. This one I just didn't feel it, and so like that was part of the experience. Fury Road was like all senses were attacked, audio, visual.
That's what I said. Like Fury Road
like,
was basically his
yeah,
his masterpiece, and it's gonna be hard to fucking live up to that.
Absolutely. That's why I see this as a compliment. I don't really see as him trying to outdo it. This is definitely.
I don't think he's trying to outdo it, but
piece.
Unfortunately, with having such a movie like Fury Road, there's no escaping comparison. There's no, especially once you do like Furiosa, which is directly tied to Fury Road. Everyone's gonna compare it to Fury Road no matter what.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're two unique films.
They're two unique films. Well, not even that, but you gotta think about it. It's been such a long time since Mad Max, right? So you know, of course you're going to compare it to Fury Road, and the fact that it doesn't help that Fury Road is so well regarded, and it did so well that ultimately at the end of the day, it's always going to be something that you're going to always tie back. You're always going to run back to. It's like kind of like when people go and talk about the Matrix, right? Like the Matrix movies, you know, of course there's 4 of them. We don't count the 4th one though. So the trilogy, you're always going to go back to Matrix 1.
You have to count the 4th. It's part of the canon. It's part of the canon.
Canon these nuts. Nope, absolutely not. So I refuse. So that's the thing. It's like, you know, you're always going to be compared to the first one, right? The first one is what everybody's going to say, oh my God, that's the greatest one. And 2 and 3, were they bad? No, not absolutely not. But they're always going to pale in comparison to the first one. Now I feel like this is kind of for the new Mad Max movies. This is going to always be the case for Fury Road. Fury Road is always going to be the best one.
That's fine.
And that sucks because, like I said, like, you know, Darkseid, like you said, Furiosa, the score, this is an experience. And that's a great thing about this movie. It's an absolute experience. It's not like it's just a movie where, okay, it's just great fight scenes and that's it. The music, I always look at a movie of how well it does or how well I judge it based on, can I be able to, can I remember anything? Like when it's a bad movie, I can call things out. Like, yo, the soundtrack sucks. This sucks. This, that, blah, blah. For this, it all blends in so well together. Where the soundtrack, you don't have, I can't even, I guess it's hard to explain, but I can't separate the soundtrack from the action, right? Everything just ties
it's so
in.
well integrated.
Yeah, there we go.
Scenes, it flows within.
It flows perfectly well to a point where,
like, even some of the action, like the music works its way into the actual like sound editing of the movie.
That absolutely
if I remember
happens
correctly.
in Fury Road. It is absolutely, there are cues in what was it, Brothers at Arms, in that sequence. There are cues in the music in the sequence where they do something and you can hear it in the music, and they do. So it's like it was absolutely perfectly synergized with the visual. But when I watched Fury Road, I was so the music stood out to me so much that I was taken out of the moment. I know what Creamcast is saying. It seamlessly flows. For me, I was taken out of the moment. There are a couple movies, like, I mean, I'll give you an odd one. Like we watched Blue Beetle, right? That movie's fucking forgettable. But there are
How
moments in
dare
Blue
you?
Beetle.
How dare you,
I
sir?
apologize to the.
You mean
I
Ant-Man?
apologize.
It's DC Ant-Man.
Yeah, well, no, let me apologize to the Hispanic population. Blue Beetle is amazing, and it's a masterpiece. But yeah, the movie, realistically, it sucked. But the soundtrack on 2 different occasions stood out to me. I still listen to a couple of soundtracks from Blue Beetle. So, like, I mean, if the sequence is killing it for me, I have this reaction where I can step back and be like, "Oh, this soundtrack is, or the score is amazing." You know what I mean? So, like, and then I just kind of do a mental note. So you're absolutely right.
I just take it all in, man. I'm like,
Yeah,
fuck this. Yeah.
yeah. But for me, I was very conscious of, and I think it's the expectation that Fury Road's score was so outstanding. I was like, I can't wait to hear the score for this, and it was good. And I think it fit more into what you were saying, Creamcast. It synergized into the film, and like I cannot step back and say, oh, that sequence, the music was amazing. The music was there.
Yeah.
I really don't. Nothing like kind of. But I'm not saying it was bad or anything. It was more of the same. I just nothing stood out to me.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no. I thought it was like the whole package was thoroughly impressive for me. Like I said, it by a hair, and maybe it's just like recency bias that I've like just saw it more recent than Dune 2, but yeah, it edges it out. I just think that the world of Mad Max is just, I could watch more shit from this world. It doesn't have to do with Furiosa or Mad Max. I just love the little details, the religious stuff that worship the engine. They like the bullet farm, the idea of this, like the fucking this commerce that they have, like everything about this world, like fucking Dementis, and I'm thinking we're getting his name wrong, but like his chariot bike. It's like this little like
That was pretty fucking cool.
there's
that
all
was
these
awesome. Yeah.
there's all these like cool touches that expand this world out, and I'm like, I would love to see more of this world, but I'm scared to see it, you know, just wither away like Marvel and all the other Star Wars, all the stuff that just we get too much of, overexposure.
But I don't think that's gonna be a problem, right? Because when you look at like Marvel and so forth, I mean they're pushing out 2 movies a year, right? I mean Mad Max, I mean let's be realistic. Fury Road came out what 2015, so I mean we're 8 years.
At one point we had very little Marvel movies. At one point we had very little Star Wars movies.
Right, but what I'm saying
that's
is
what
that
I'm saying.
this is, I mean, I don't know if there's any plans for future Mad Max movies. I mean, I think it's one thing that has been proven is that a Mad Max movie can be made without Mad Max. So
Yes.
we don't need to have a Max. We don't need to have Max, even though Max does show up in Furiosa.
Yeah.
It doesn't. We don't need to have Max in there. But can it spawn a completely different universe or different world of Mad Max where we're seeing other things happening at the same time? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because this is a dystopian future. This is something that we can spawn infinite ideas from. But I don't think. I think to even go to the idea that this is going to go the route of Marvel where we're getting overexposed, I think it's kind of crazy because it's like, dude, we get a movie
absolutely
8 years.
I know, but everything you're saying could be applied to Star Wars years ago.
Right, I mean, it's relative.
Give it time.
Yeah, I mean, it's relative. It's relative, right? Because it could be we get one series, right? And people be like, "Oh shit, this is way too much fucking Mad Max. I'm tired of Mad Max now." It could be 10 movies, and then people finally say, "Sure," but I would say let's see it first happen. Now, did Furiosa make enough money to warrant it? Sure. Furiosa did well enough in the box office. I would say could warrant future Mad Max series, movies, and so forth. Will it happen? Not sure, but I think but like I said before, I think it's a little bit. I think you're jumping the gun a little bit, thinking that we're going to now get an explosion in Mad Max after.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm reluctant to see that happen because the quality will absolutely diminish of something that's unique.
What do you think? Well, okay, let me ask you a question.
Part of me wants to see more because I'm so interested in this world.
Hell yeah!
Sure.
Then you want Kid
hungry
Max.
for more.
But what's what I'm
Max
saying?
Junior.
What's what I'm saying? Do you want to see this? Do you want to see this? Like, what would be too much for you? Like one movie every 5 years, 8 years, or this just being it? Like, hey, okay, we got a complete story.
I think uh, honestly, it has to do with George Miller. I think I don't
I don't think he got much time in George Miller.
he doesn't. Yeah, he's in his 80s, so like
Yeah.
I don't know. And he said he has one more idea for a movie where it was a younger Max movie, like just a little bit, like kind of almost a remake of the originals. I think that's like after he goes, of course, this is a franchise that will be picked up and exploited.
Of course, yeah. As soon as his body is cold in the ground, they're gonna be like,
not even cold. It's a little bit lukewarm.
Lukewarm.
Like
Mad
you
Max.
know those the estate. His estate is just like
Just
any second now.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, no, I know it's gonna happen. It's an inevitability. What I'm saying is, it, just like Star Wars. It's like a lukewarm feeling. It's like a no pun intended. It's like I want to see more because I like the universe, but I'm terrified to see more because I know it's not going to live up to, and it's probably going to diminish what has come before. Like just seeing Star Wars and Marvel, it just makes me go like, wow, this is a one good thing it hasn't been still under the control of the creator. It's like this and Back to the Future. What else has not been fucked around with? You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like so give it time, it'll happen. But like for me, I'm just saying that I like the world. I love the world. I want to see more. I'd love to see another one. He's not a young man, so we may not see that. I'm glad with what we got, but I'm terrified with what we'll get. So that's what
sure.
basically.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying, and honestly, yeah. Do I want to see many more Mad Max movies where they mess up the franchise? Absolutely not. I'm hoping that if George Miller has one more movie where he does a younger Mad Max, that'd be cool. I look forward to that. Will that happen?
I'm telling you, Little Max. It's gonna be Mad Max when he was some rambunctious kids, and they're gonna have like pretend little cars, and they're gonna have like cool shit. I'm telling
Little
you,
Max
it's gonna be
Little Max
awesome.
would be it would just be a movie about a kid in like contemporary times.
I was gonna say like he
would
plays
just be
in
a
a
kid.
sand he plays in a sand pit.
Yeah.
And then he's like, man, I can't wait till I can play with this in the real world. And then World War IV happens, and it turns into a dystopian future. And then he's like, yeah, I knew this was always gonna happen. And then goes
like
from
Mad
there.
Max Elementary School.
Yeah, don't call me. They say, hey, little Max, I'm not little no more. Call me Mad. And then boom, end credits, done. Yeah, George Miller. I want my check. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll see what happens. But I mean, outside of that, I don't honestly, I don't see us getting much more Mad Max, honestly.
Yeah, and I'd be okay with that. I think I'm very happy with where we're at.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's it would be good. But
yeah, not every series has to have.
It doesn't have to, but we all know, we could all agree what's going to happen to this franchise.
Oh yeah, I can see it, and I can honestly see it in 20 years from now.
Yep.
They'd be like, they're gonna reboot Mad Max, all CG, all AI.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna be sitting here talking about back in my day, damn it, and so forth. But I mean, I think for what we have, I think I'm happy for where it's at right now. If we would never got another Mad Max movie,
yeah,
I would be happy with that.
Yeah, I think I'd be satisfied.
Yeah. So
yeah,
we'll see how it goes. Yeah. I mean, what do you guys want to give it for Blurs? Are you guys
all right, Blurs, let's do this.
I'll go high because for me it is
10
my number
for
one
Dark
movie.
Side.
No,
he's not gonna give it 10.
No,
9.5.
It's actually a 9.
What?
Close.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
You said it was the best movie of the year.
Yeah.
That is. I don't have a 10 out of 10 yet.
I thought you gave Dune 9.5.
Yeah, I gave it 9.5. Did I give it 9.5 or 9?
You might have given.
I'm not sure.
I think I gave it 9 because I still stand by what I said. The Dune one.
They're neck to neck.
Is a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
That one was just a little bit off, so it would have been a 9 or 9.5. This one I feel the exact same way about 9.5, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's not a perfect 10 just because it's in the shadow of something that's perfect. But it's almost there. So, anyways, yeah, I would say let's just say 9.5 just to make everyone happy there.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, there you go.
I guess I'll go next. I would give this a solid 8. Maybe 8.5. Really enjoyed this movie. Yeah, I would say it's a distant to Dune 2, my personal opinion. But still very, 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 very fun movie. Very good, well done. Even from the time jumps that they did for Furiosa, yeah, it was all done very well executed.
The practical stunts alone, nobody has the fucking guts to do anymore.
Well, that's the thing. It's like it's you want to make things look good, right? And you're already in a challenging environment, in the desert, shooting this. And this it's funny. The top 2 movies of this year are desert-based movies, which is funny.
Desert sci-fi.
That's hilarious.
Have a very similar palette.
Yeah. And we know working in the desert is just another extreme, like working in the cold, and it's very difficult to work in. So the fact that they got this to work, I think is great. Like I said, I think is if anything is a distant second from Dune 2 as far as movie of the year. But I mean, make no mistake, this is a beautifully shot movie, very well done. I think all the actors were really excellent in this. So I would say, yeah, I'll give it 8.5. 8.5 for me. Really
all
good.
right, that's good.
Yeah, I'll give it an 8. It's everything you guys said. It's a very well made movie. The script is good. The character development is good. The action scenes are very well shot. Everything is good. For me personally, I don't think it passed that threshold. Like you said, the way that Dune 2 did. But it's still a good movie. It's very well made. There's nothing that I could complain about it, to be honest.
What do you guys think about the same concept with ice?
What do you mean?
Ice, like the Ice Age, a world frozen over, ice combat, vehicular combat in the ice. That could be the next franchise. Like all the hot movies right now in the desert this year. Next year, ice, Hollywood.
The problem with Ice is that one, to make it a movie where, like, the cool thing about Mad Max, right? The whole series is that it's very almost steampunk type of desert nomad dystopian future.
Yes,
so you can't really have that same. You imagine you going out in a cold weather wearing nothing but some chaps and fucking
Why are you wearing
jacket.
chaps? You're a stupid fucking idiot. Why are you wearing chaps? You should be bundled up. You should be bundled up.
Nobody wants.
Yeah,
this is me running through snow.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah,
you think? Okay, I mean, hey, I think like some of my favorite movies.
I did a rod with a whole bunch of like wolves pulling like Mad Max with like Eskimos. Yeah, that's the shit I'm talking about.
No, yes, and that'll be the Bandito makes a good point. Snowpiercer. That is
Snowpiercer.
Yeah, I mean, it's so cold outside, like literally you freeze within seconds outside. I mean, yes, absolutely. Some of my favorite movies are outdoor movies. What's the movie with Dennis Quaid and
Day After Tomorrow?
Day After Tomorrow. Love that movie.
Day After Tomorrow meets Mad Max. Let's do it.
I think it can be done, and it can be done.
Or
you know what, you convinced me.
The vehicles for Mr. Freeze from Batman and Robin.
Batman fuck off.
And you know what? Technically, I was talking about this with another friend of mine. There's technically Mad Max on the water exists too.
Waterworld.
Fuck, it is Mad Max on the
water. What pissed me off about Waterworld is
love Waterworld.
I hate Waterworld only because
love is a strong word. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
No. It's a love for me.
I hate
the Postman.
I love the Postman, man.
See, I knew it. Yeah, I know. It's Kevin Costner. He's just a Costner fan.
KC, baby.
He's just a Costner fan.
I was gonna say Dances with Wolves.
Fucking masterpiece. I love it.
Okay, Dances with Wolves was legit good.
It's a good movie,
but I have a soft spot for the Waterworld. I saw Waterworld not too long ago, and
how about The Bodyguard?
It's a little rough on some parts.
How about The Bodyguard?
Don't have this. I don't feel the same way about The Bodyguard.
What the fuck?
Well, I wonder why.
Yeah.
I think there might be one reason why, and
I don't know what that reason could be.
I think you do. I think you do. I know you don't.
See, take a crack at it.
Maybe I do. Maybe I don't agree with certain things.
Yeah, sure.
No, I For some reason, I never saw The Bodyguard on repeat as a child, like I saw Waterworld apparently on fucking TBS every 2 seconds, which I fucking it ingrained into my mind that this is how it should be.
Field of
Waterworld?
Dreams.
Waterworld, Waterworld, I
Yeah.
saw so many times
Yeah.
on fucking. It's either TNT or TBS.
Yeah,
They
Field of
played it
Dreams is another
constantly.
one. Yeah,
What
that's
about
fucking.
Field of Dreams?
That's TNT.
I have a
That's
hard on
TNT.
right now for Field of Dreams.
Yeah, that's TNT royalty right there.
Okay, so I think you might be
Dark
right.
Side is too
definitely-
message right now.
Yeah,
Kevin Costner. Someone mentioned Kevin Costner.
You're
so
busting.
That might, I'm busting right now. The man is good. The
He
man
is good. No, he absolutely
He's
is good.
Nobody's denying that. It's just,
By the way,
it's such a strong thing to say that you love Waterworld.
World,
It's
yeah.
a strong statement.
That is
Okay,
something
let
you'll
me
never
just
hear
say-
anybody
let me just
say.
Let me just tell you this. I know a lot about Waterworld, but to the point where you guys know that there's a cut of Waterworld, the ultimate cut of Waterworld.
Director's cut of Waterworld. Okay, go ahead.
It's actually
It's underwater.
It's not a director's cut. It's a cut that they only showed on TV one time in the 90s, and it includes scenes that have never been shown before. I'm waiting on edge in the forums for fucking this cut to be shown. It's never shown the light of day.
They probably they shot it. They're like, this is too raw for TV. They threw it in the ocean, never to be found again. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen in a million years from now? The oceans are gonna dry up, and then somebody's gonna be like,
I don't know if Jake's on a plane is still in the chat, but he's a Waterworld lover as well. I'm pretty sure he is. But anyway, going back to KC, he's amazing.
Losers.
KC's amazing, and he's got another. This year, he's got a 2-part movie that he shot and directed. That's a Western. Fucking, I love it. I'm in.
I look up Kevin Costner and see what he's done.
What
recently.
is the movie that's about to come out this year? It's there's 2 parts to it.
Horizon. Yeah, Horizon American Saga.
Yes.
Yep.
Part 1 and part 2.
Yellowstone. I've seen Yellowstone. He does a great job in Yellowstone. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not too bad.
So Kevin Costner, Harrison Ford. These are my people. These are the people I like. They're all
damn.
old,
He was
grizzly.
good. I watched Hidden Figures. He was really good in Hidden Figures as well. Fuck you, man. Kevin Costner has a good filmography.
He has some
sure.
really good movies.
He does.
Mm.
But to say Waterworld is your
Waterworld.
to say Waterworld is one of your favorite movies is a stretch.
I think it's like nostalgia. It's there's a heaping dose of nostalgia on Waterworld.
Oh no, I got you. Believe me,
Yeah.
there's a lot of horrible movies I love.
I'm not saying it's my favorite movie. I'm just saying I love Waterworld, and I mean that with a passion. I love Waterworld. So
you don't love it, but you're passionate. About it.
I don't love it, but
passionately in love with it is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm looking at his old movies. Yeah,
he's got
Chasing.
bangers.
Yeah, he has some bangers. He has some old ones. I remember Chasing Dreams. Jeez, I can't believe. God.
Oh, fucking The Untouchables. Fucking The Untouchables.
Untouchables, yeah.
So good in that. Yeah.
Yeah,
he's got a great filmography.
Yeah, Field of Dreams. Yeah. I don't remember Revenge. Dance with the Wolves, of course. Robin Hood, I do remember that. I do remember loving that movie.
You like kid. Robin Hood?
As a kid, I loved it.
Okay, well, all right. Robin Hood, I will fully admit, is not a good movie. But like again,
he loses his accent half the way in the movie.
Yeah,
he starts with an English accent. Then by the end, he's just Kevin Costner.
It has its flaws, but there's like a heaping dose of nostalgia there. Open Range, killer movie. What was the other one? JFK. You guys ever see JFK?
No, I don't remember
that. That's with
Oliver Stone.
The crazy conspiracy of who shot him.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, there's a lot of good shit out there. But yeah, man, Waterworld, check it out. For those few people.
Yeah, so I think you're tripping about the Waterworld thing, but hey,
is it not Mad Max on the water though?
No, it's literally Mad Max in the water. But this is a weird time, and this is a weird time in history where everything was dystopian. This is Terminator. time frame where John Connor comes from, or not John Connor. What's his name?
John Connor is
No,
Terminator.
no, John Connor. Well, no,
Who are you
the
talking
other
about?
guy, the other guy that comes back from the past to save his mother.
Reese.
Kyle Reese.
Kyle Reese.
Yeah, like everybody has the same aesthetic. Like it's always like the shawl or whatever. They got like a bandana. They're like,
look, it's cold. It's cold, and it's like very urbanish in the future. There's a lot of urban warfare going on. Dust everywhere. Dust.
Yeah,
everywhere.
dust. Yeah, it has to be dusty.
Robots and war boys causing all kinds of dust.
Yeah. God. Well, in either case, yeah, Kevin Costner, yeah, Waterworld. That's just, it blows my mind. But hey, you know, we all have wrong opinions. You have yours.
He was Pa Kent. He was Pa Kent in Man of Steel.
I get that. And that was the greatest movie ever created.
Yeah.
And I understand. He's like, it's like he could go save him easily. It's like, no, let me just die in a tornado.
He's like, sure, you're faster than the eye can see, but stay there, son. Let me die.
You're gonna let your father die.
Die, yeah. But you know, let's not talk about that. I'm getting teary eyed thinking about it.
Yeah.
All right. That's about it for the Blrd podcast. You guys have any last words? Any last things you want to bring up about Waterworld or anything else?
No, it's all good.
We hope the Ed Underground is safe. That's all we'll say.
Yeah, he did. He did.
We lost contact with him.
Pray for Ed.
Pray for Ed.
Well, that's what he gets for driving around and then being on a call without looking around where he's at. He's in some dangerous areas. So yeah, everybody pray for him. You know,
that's because he's from the streets.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, one like equals one prayer. So yeah, like the podcast, guys. Other than that, that's all I have. We have nothing else.
All right.
No. All right.
All right, guys. Well, blur you late. Oh, really quick. Snowpiercer from Bandito Mac. Bandito Mac says, Darkseid, you need to watch Snowpiercer at some point.
I've seen Snowpiercer. It's a fucking masterpiece. I've also watched the TV show. It's not.
Yeah, but I think Darkseid wants something outside of a train, like actual vehicles combating each other. And
yeah, I told you, I want the dogs. And Iditarod. I want Iditarod with like bloody warfare.
Or a whole bunch of Eskimos.
Could you imagine the Huskies with like automatic rifles like strapped to their backs and shit?
Yeah, and then spikes on them like they're
spikes on the helmet.
Yeah, like S&M nightmare out of like the ice there. Yeah, yeah, that's what I want.
Jeez, you guys need help. All right, guys. Well, that's it for us. You know, you can catch us on the streaming platforms, or you can watch us on twitch.tv/the Blrd podcast. But anytime, you know, you guys want to watch us, go watch us on YouTube, whatever. We have our full-length videos there. But other than that, guys, I guess we'll just blur you later.
Blur you later.
Blur you later.